Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this is Hawkeye Baseball. Iowa Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hy-Vee, score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Also brought to you by Oak Knoll Retirement Community, Travel Leaders, Destinations Unlimited, the official travel partner of the Hawkeyes, and by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Hawkeye Baseball is on the air.
From the campus of the University of Iowa, it's baseball time in Iowa City. Live from Duane Banks Field, it's a midweek matchup between the visiting Illinois State Redbirds and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Wishing you a warm welcome to the broadcast booth in Iowa City alongside my fine color analyst John Evans. I'm John Leo. Heller's Hawks are heating up and return to the diamond fresh off of a sweep of offensive juggernaut Indiana. A major series in Seattle looms for Iowa this weekend, but first, midweek contest against Illinois State. The Hawkeyes and Redbirds met on March 25th over in Normal, and Illinois State held on for a 10-8 win. We'll see Dan Wright start on the mound for the 31-12 Hawkeyes. It's a gorgeous night for baseball, plenty of time to get to Banks. It's the Redbirds and the Hawkeyes. It's Illinois State and Iowa. Live from Duane Banks Field in Iowa City with first pitch coming in a bit. Let's recap the weekend that was. Iowa swept Indiana in a crucial Big Ten series over the weekend. The Hawkeyes won a nail-biter 2-1 in 10 innings on Friday. 2-0 to Rogers. Dan hits high to right field. Koski going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. He leaps up, and it's gone! D-Raj ties us up at 1. Boom! Another 1-2 delivery to Reese. Hit well to right field. It's carrying deep to right, and it is off the wall. Moore around first. This will be a close play at second. He's safe. A double off the wall from Reese Moore. Thomas pitches to Guerin. Blake shows the bunt. Pushes it right side. First baseman comes down. Risley scores, and the Hawkeyes Iowa wrapped up the series with decisive wins, starting with a 13-2 win in 7 innings on Saturday. Ball, no strikes on Frost. The pitch. Jackson hits high to left field. Get going, baby! It is gone! An absolute no-doubter for Frost! 2-0 Hawks! He struck out Taylor the first time up. Taylor sends it right back to Savory. He throws to second for one. Over to first. Double play! 1-6-3! Ha-ho! Nobody out in the inning. First and second for the Hoosiers. The 1-1. Ground ball to short. Mitchell's got it. Flipped to second for one. Over to first. Double play! Got it! The pitch to Ben. Breaking ball hit in the air down the left field line. It's carrying towards the foul pole. Get going, baby! And it's gone! A grand slam from Benny the Jet ends it at Banks. And then the Hawkeyes closed out the Hoosiers 10-0 in 7 on Sunday and completed an impressive sweep, outscoring Indiana 25-3 over the weekend. Sign comes in. Grable pitches the 0-2. Wolf sends it up the middle. Malamazian dives, and it's into center field. Mitch Bowe giving Rogers the wave. Here's the throw to the plate. Cut off, and the Hawkeyes are on the board first. RBI single, Caleb Wolf. 3-0 to Gable. Hit well, down the line and right. Carrying. Get going, baby. It is gone. Gable Mitchell, 3-run shot to right. Iowa fans on their feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Ground ball. Dete fields it. He steps. He throws. Game over. Hawks win. 10-0 in 7. And so tonight at Banks, it's Iowa and Illinois State. When we come back, John talks with Andy Nelson and Reese Buter. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, sports, or with one of our guided tours, our team of travel experts at Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited will ensure you have a memorable, worry-free experience. Let our professional travel advisors with extensive travel experience and destination knowledge handle your every travel need. Family owned and operated, Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited has been serving the Hawkeye community for many years, receiving the Agency of Choice Award several times. Make your travels easy with Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited at duagency.com.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Welcome back to Hawkeye Pregame. I'm here with Reese Buter and Andy Nelson. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
So we'll start with you, Reese. Another really solid start on Sunday. Getting out there. You and I kind of joked about getting stuck playing, having to pitch with the wind blowing out every time or cold, and really handled it well against a good hitting Indiana team.
Yeah, no, it was good. At this point I'm kind of used to wind blowing out, so it's just another Sunday for me out there. So nothing too new, nothing that's going to throw me off my path too much. So,
did you have a plan to kind of attack, whether it was stay down, stay away, or it was just kind of everybody was a little different? You just were going to kind of do your thing?
It's always making them conform to you instead of conforming to them. So, me throwing my slider has been a big thing for me this year. But, as you move on to the year, scouting reports come out for their hitters and stuff like that. So you got to show them something new every once in a while. So last 3 weeks been throwing a lot more changeups, and then just making sure to get fastball in so that way they're not diving over the plate has been a big thing. So.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, Michigan and the Indiana Star, 2 great starts. Especially Michigan needed one there with maybe the bullpen still being a little beat up, and got it done.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you, Andy, you're getting in. It feels like you maybe starting to find a little bit of rhythm offensively. You're starting to hit the ball hard. Sometimes you still had a couple stolen from you, but hitting the ball hard.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sometimes it takes a little bit to start feeling loose up there, whatever it takes, one big hit or whatever. But as a hitter, once you start feeling that, it's really just about keeping it going now every day, here on out.
You got the home run early to kind of give the team and give Reese some breathing room, and then you got a 3-0 pitch later with 2 outs and got the green light. What did that feel like for Coach Heller or Marty to say, go ahead, if you see one you like, go get it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big confidence booster, just knowing that they trust me and they believe in me. And I know Coach Heller and Marty, they can see that lately we've been talking, and I've been getting closer and closer to being on time early. And so that was really the big thing that clicked, just being ready at release.
So this will be for either one of you or both of you. So you guys have both been around the block, and it's we're a couple days away from May now. What is it still? It obviously still has to stay one game at a time. But what's the approach like, knowing that? Hey, whether it's 4 weeks or 6 weeks or somewhere down the road, does it create any other urgency, or is it just I'm gonna keep doing my thing and enjoy what we're doing?
No, the coaches always talk about kind of keeping your feet where you are. So it's never, once you start looking ahead, 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance, you can start kind of losing where you're at. So, just taking it 1 week at a time. Win Friday, okay, let's win Saturday, and then by the time it's Sunday, you've won the series, and now you can do something cool and sweep, which is always extremely hard to do, is beat a team 3 days in a row. So, obviously we're aware. I mean, it's always good to be aware of what's ahead of you, but, focusing on the series and the game ahead of you is probably the most important thing to do. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing this team has really leaned into, is just being present every single day. And just like we always talk about, 40 dudes having fun. That's our big thing, to just keep us present and keep us having fun that particular day, which is really what's helping us be successful.
Some people look at the 40 dudes having fun and go, oh, they're screwing around, they're not focused. And I look at it exactly the opposite way. It's kind of who the team personality is. I've hung around with you guys all year, and it feels like that really kind of speaks to who you guys are. You perform your best when Reese, if you need to pick up the rest of the bullpen, you do it. Or Andy, if Stroh or Beamer's having a bad day, you go in and help out. It feels like there's that lift of, hey, we're gonna have fun, because if it's my turn, I'm gonna pick somebody up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really the great thing about this team as well, is everyone is just happy for the guy next to him having success, and when it does come their turn to get in there or to get on the mound or whatever it might be, they're just doing their best to do their part, and it's not like there's no bad chemistry. It's all good, really, for the most part. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a kid's game, right? I mean, it's just a game. So just remembering that and just going out there and having fun with it is just kind of the biggest thing for us. So you never want to take yourself too seriously or the game too seriously, or this game is going to beat you up, because in this game you fail more than you succeed. So if you're not having fun, then it can really suck. So at least have fun while you're failing sometimes. So.
Well, I think early on, because I've tried to do these interviews with kind of we'll call it quote unquote star of the game, and it feels like early on it was like I was leaning on a lot of the same guys, but it feels like now for the last month I've talked to a ton of you guys. It's been great, because it's been one day Friday night it's Bob getting the bunt down, and then Jason Frost, who hasn't played a whole ton lately, steps up Saturday, and the week before that Woody gets a big hit. It's been fun to be able to talk to different guys, because there's a ton of you, when you get your moment, because you're relaxed and having fun, been able to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Takes the pressure off 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
So now, how do we lock in and beat these guys who got us last time over in Normal?
Kind of the same thing we've been talking about. Just having fun. Keeping us where our feet are, and just make sure that we take it one pitch, one inning, and by the time we look at the scoreboard, we're going to be winning. So that's kind of been our thing lately.
And that's what I think the best change with. Not change. The hitters have been good a lot this year, but I really felt like he got back to grinding at bats over this weekend, and well, even started with St. Thomas and carried it through the weekend.
Just having team at bats and trying to get on base, and then move the guy and get him in. But this team, they got us last time we went down to their place. It's like if we played one more inning, we would have had them, But no, the guy that they're throwing on the mound today, he's pitched against us earlier this year and then last year as well, and kind of just, I know we talk about having the same mindset every day, but every once in a while Marty will tell us, hey, this guy or whatever, you got to go get him now because he's kind of showed you up once or twice. So.
We owe this guy.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, let's go get him. And then pitching staff, you guys are we talked about the inning by inning approach, just handing the ball to the next guy, kind of like the hitters do it at bat. The pitchers are inning by inning.
Yeah, for sure. Big thing that's been, for us pitching staff is, just picking each other up. If somebody gets them in trouble, next guy goes in there, strains his runners, and then has a clean next inning, and then one after another, we just keep coming at you. There's nobody in the bullpen that is going to be fun to face as a hitter. So that's the biggest thing for us, and it's picking each other up and getting outs. So
sounds good. I'll let you guys go. Appreciate it, Andy. Reese,
thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging around, Reese.
Yep.
John Leo will have Coach Heller after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Different people have different needs. Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to your community. Visit sharinghealthysmiles.com and choose Delta Dental. For your smile, for your health, for your community.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stuelke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today, available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball. Today, midweek action against the Illinois State Redbirds here at Duane Banks Field in Iowa City. We're joined by head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller. Coach, a clean sweep of the Hoosiers this weekend. How about that?
It was a fun weekend, John. The kids played really well. Really proud of them. 3 great efforts. Really no complaints about really any part of the game. I thought, played 3 Big Ten games, only had one error in 3 games. Pitching was outstanding. Reese Buter on Sunday, pitched another gem, went deep in the game. And the offense put up some big numbers. We get out there with a 10-run rule. Didn't have to go to the bullpen again on too far anyway on Sunday. And it was a beautiful day and a great crowd, and we had great crowds all 3 days, and Hawk fans came out and really supported us. And yeah, it was a fun weekend, where you're playing a good team and to come out of it on top 3 games in a row and do that for a second weekend in a row is a pretty good run for the guys.
Only gave up 3 runs to Indiana the whole weekend, Coach, with Taylor and Dickerson. Great players on that team up and down the lineup, but only 3 runs from your staff.
Big offensive team. And now, we talked on the pregame shows both Friday and Saturday. Those days weren't great days to hit, especially on Friday. But Sunday, the wind was blowing out, and it was a nice day. And obviously, all of us were a little worried that after the first 2 days that the bats were going to break out from the Hoosiers. But Reese Buter pitched so well. I mean, he just carved them up. I think they only had 3 hits.
Yeah, just total domination. And then the bullpen, at times when they had to come in, because we had a couple of shortened games, Coach, the bullpen was solid all weekend too.
Yeah, definitely. The bullpen was fantastic, and puts us in a good spot where we can use pretty much anybody we want today and be in a good place for Illinois State.
I say this lightly. One final thought on the Indiana series, Coach. I say it lightly, but the offense seems to maybe have gotten back on track that weekend.
Well, it was good to see. It was good to see the approach at the plate even more than the results were fantastic, but the approach was great to see because I thought we were starting to deviate from the approach and guys were getting out of who they were, and we talked a little bit about that, but they really dialed it back in with what we're trying to do, and we executed extremely well. And, had 2 3-0 home runs. How about that?
Yeah. Green light, huh?
Yeah, 2 3-0 green lights for home runs. I said I probably needed to go to the casino.
Yeah, pulling all the right strings, Coach. That was good. All right, so Illinois State in town today. Played them earlier this year. This one's not played at Duffy Bass, so I have a little bit of a better feeling today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We've had a tough time down there, but they've always played us tough. They played us tough here in the past, but they play well at home, and they've got us there a couple times. And they have a formidable offense. The 2 guys in the middle, 14, 13 home runs, and then they're bookended by 7 home run, 8 home run. I mean, it's a good offense, very good offense. They have some speed, good mix of lefties, righties. The guy who is starting, the right-hander Monkey, not crazy stuff, but on the day we've seen him down there, he had a good day, and we didn't do much with him, and I'm hoping today will be a different story, that after the velocity that we've seen against Indiana, that we'll be in a better place for him this week.
Is it challenging when you see such a velocity difference from a weekend series like Indiana to a midweek game like this?
Well, it just depends. I mean, if it's a true, like a soft lefty, or you don't see many soft righties anymore, but there are, a few. But to me, the biggest thing on the midweek game is where's your level of focus. That's really where it's at. I mean, are you able to put that intensity, that focus from the weekend where you're putting it all out there, you're really to do what those guys did. You're dialed in, and then all of a sudden you get a day off, and then boom, you're right back at the ballpark. There's no practice day, and you're going to play tonight. And to me, it's about being ready to play and sticking to our, it doesn't matter who you play or when you play the same way, and there's only one way to play the game, and that's the right way, and see if we can come out and do that tonight.
Was it a special message to the team? And it's a little bit of a similar spot from last week, although that was on the road at Michigan. You get a sweep, you come home, you get a little flat against Western Illinois. Was there a special message for the team coming into this game today?
It was just that. We know what can happen if you don't show up, and I mean these guys could come in here and play great and beat us anyway if we did show up, and they've done that before. But if you're overlooking somebody at this point, and I would just think that there's enough pride and enough motivation, being where we're at, with RPI and all that stuff that you got to show up and play, and you got to show up and give a good effort. But that doesn't guarantee you'll win, but it guarantees you have a chance usually, and that's what we're asking. And then, as you know, in the midweek games, I mean, you can come out and be ready to go, all 9 guys, whatever, and locked in, dialed in, and then you get 1 or 2 pitchers that have a bad day or don't show up mentally and walk guys, and next thing you know, you're on a day like today, the wind's blowing in pretty hard from left field, and you hit a couple balls that should be home runs or doubles, and they catch them, and they're up 2-1, and the next thing you know, it's the 6th inning, and a couple free bases, and some guy gets one in the air to right field where it will carry, and you're down. I mean, you can get in those bad situations by giving free bases on the mound in the midweek games, and the way to avoid catastrophe is usually making them earn what they get.
It's been the question of our midweeks, Coach. The pitching plan for today, what are you thinking?
We're starting Dan Wright and let Dan go 2. I mean, if it was really efficient, maybe 3. Okay. Hoping to see Tyler Guerin for 2. You're going to see Chaz Wheatley some point, probably Justin Hackett at some point. Both Watts and Hogue will probably throw tonight.
Okay.
It's just a matter of whether it's, like to close at the end of the game, or will we need them to bail somebody out prior to that. That'll be the decision we have to make. You got Dete, who could go. I know Coach Kinney thinks that maybe wouldn't be the worst if Ben didn't have to tonight, but he's definitely able to if we need him. And then there's guys you'd like to see if the situation dictates. And I'd like to see Walker come in and face some lefties. I'd like to see again an Archer get an inning if possible. And whether that'll happen, I don't know. Perfect world, yes, but from this point on, you got to go do whatever you got to do to try to win the game.
All right, Coach, good luck against the Redbirds tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, John.
Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Keller, on our pregame show from Banks. It's Illinois State and Iowa. Coming up after this, we'll get you starting lineups and first pitch when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game as a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military during Hawkeye games this season. Please join American Equity in thanking all who have served our country. American Equity is more than just retirement savings and income products. They are committed to providing you best-in-class service and high-quality retirement income that helps deliver the independence to dream and reach your goals. To learn more about American Equity, please visit their website at american-equity.com.
John Evans and John Leo with you from the broadcast booth in Iowa City. It is Illinois State and Iowa here at Banks this evening. Starting lineups have been announced formally on the field. We'll get you to them. We'll get them to you in a moment. We'll take our final break of pregame during the national anthem, and we're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Different people have different needs. Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to your community. Visit sharinghealthysmiles.com and choose Delta Dental. For your smile, for your health, for your community.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stolke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today, available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, national anthem is complete in Iowa City. We'll get you the starting lineups and first pitch between Illinois State and Iowa in just a moment. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10-second station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. John Evans and John Leo with you from Duane Banks Field in Iowa City. Illinois State and Iowa tonight. The Redbirds will bat first as the visitors. They are 20-21 overall. They're 10-8 in the Missouri Valley Conference. These teams met earlier this season over in Normal at Duffy Bass Field. Tough place for Iowa to win. Tough place for a lot of teams to win for whatever reason. Illinois State won it 10-8. They got out to a pretty big lead. The Hawkeyes made a late rally, but just ran out of time, and Illinois State won it 10-8. All right, today's starting lineup for the Redbirds under the direction of Steve Holm, the head coach in his 7th season. They'll be led off by Kyle Gibson, the third baseman, followed by Shai Robinson at shortstop and Daniel Pasella in left field. Middle of the order for the Redbirds, Judah Morris at first base, Braden Bakes in right field, Graham Mastros, the second baseman. 7, 8, 9 for Illinois State, Daniel Contreras, the catcher, Josh Outlaw, the DH, and Luke Stolga in center field. The Hawkeyes are taking the field now and have this defensive alignment. Starting on the infield from left to right, Jackson Frost at third, Gable Mitchell at short. Ben Swales is the second baseman today. First base is Blake Guerin. Outfield left to right, Ben Wilmus, Miles Risley, and Andy Nelson. Today's catcher is Dan Rogers, and getting the start on the mound in this midweek matchup is Dan Wright, 6'9", grad senior from Sergeant Bluff.
13 appearances on the season, including a start. He's 2-2 with a 3.38 ERA, 21 1/3 innings, 23 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which have been earned, 7 walks, 16 strikeouts. He's a pretty good strike thrower, and it'll be up to him to set the tone for the Iowa pitching staff, which will be you'll see a lot of guys toe the rubber for Iowa today.
Just one midweek this week, which is a good thing, right?
That's a good thing, but it does force Coach Heller to revert back to more guys touching it any given or in this specific game.
Dan Wright started the game against Western Illinois, the first of 2 midweeks last week for Iowa. He threw 3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for Dan. And we saw Dan for 1 out this weekend against Indiana.
Saw Dan for 4 pitches this weekend. The relievers were very effective this weekend for Iowa. They just weren't called upon very often.
Illinois State, they've got some weapons, some home run hitters in the middle of their order. Pasella and Morris, 3-hitter and 4-hitter. Very strong for Illinois State. Pasella with 14 home runs, Morris with 13. Robinson in front of Pasella, we'll see him second. Robinson has 8. Bakes behind Morris in the 5 spot. He has 7 home runs. So there's some power in this Illinois State lineup. A team that hits .302. They have 54 home runs, 80 doubles. They slug at .483. On base percentage .401, though, a little lower.
Well, Pasella hits .380 as well. So 30 extra base hits and hits .380. So he's definitely a force in that 3-hole.
Sunny day in Iowa City. It's been a pretty decent stretch of weather over the past few days. Get some rain and some cooler temps in the forecast the next few days, but man, next week looks great. I know we'll be over in Des Moines, but next week really starting to get into that nice Iowa weather. We're set for first pitch here in Iowa City. Dan Wright deals a strike to Kyle Gibson, the starting third baseman for the Redbirds. Left-handed hitter, good hitter for Illinois State, .315 on the season. He started all 41 games for Illinois State.
Well, 27 walks to 19 strikeouts, so solid leadoff hitter as far as working a pitcher, making him get in the zone and throw strikes, and really maintaining a good eye there.
Big Dan back on the rubber for Iowa. 1 ball, 1 strike just underway in Iowa City, right on time at 6:02. The pitch from right is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Cody Oakes is behind the plate calling those balls and strikes. Daniel Grave down the first base line. Scott Bain out at second. Don Umland at third. We haven't seen Don in a while. Good to see Don back in Iowa City. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch from right. Chopped on the ground, right side. Swales with a backhand stop. He'll throw it over to Blake for the first out of today's game.
Good change there down below the zone. Gibson beat it right into the ground. Swales, easy first play of the game.
Working low in the zone for Dan. So he retires Gibson, and now Shai Robinson comes in. He's the shortstop for the Redbirds. 277 hitter. First pitch from Dan's a called strike. Low outside corner. The Hawkeyes sporting their black midweek uniforms with Iowa spelled out in gold script across the chest. They've got the white pants on today. White and black cleats for the Hawks. Here's the 0-1. It's outside. Iowa with the white script hats. The white caps, the black script eye on the front panel, the black bill. Might be the sharpest hats that the Hawkeyes have. I know a lot of fans would like to get their hands on them. 1 ball, 1 strike on Robinson. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Right set, he pitches. Low outside corner, called a strike. Illinois State with all gray uniforms today. Red numbers on the backside. 1-2, drifted away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. When Illinois State's in the field, they'll have red ball caps. All red. Dan working quickly. He's set from the stretch. The tall right-hander delivers the 2-2. Just low. Robinson a little bit higher in the strikeout category with 31 on the season.
30 walks as well, so he's not afraid to get deep into counts like this.
3-2. Strike 3 called right at the knees. A bit of a delayed call from Cody Oakes, but Wright gets the strikeout of Robinson, 2 down. Here's Daniel Pasella, big, strong, left-handed hitter for the Redbirds. Plays left field.
One of the things Iowa pitching did over in normal was walk 11 Redbirds, and so big key for Iowa to get in the zone.
Big shift onto the right side as Pasella swings early, and he misses. Wind blowing in from left over towards right. I think more towards the new clubhouse down the right field line, in between the foul pole and the Iowa dugout. 0-1 from Dan. Low and outside.
Yeah, I think you could get a ball out to right. Maybe not right center, but to straight right into the foul pole you could today.
Pasella probably a candidate for that. A .380 hitter with 14 home runs. Strong left-hander from the left side. Ball out from Dan. It's 2-1.
And that's when you need to get in the zone, but you have to be careful here. You can't just cookie one.
It's a swing and a miss of Pasella there. It's now 2-2. In the previous meeting, Pasella was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but he was walked in the 4th inning and walked in a run. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wright comes set from the belt. He pitches. And it's just inside, maybe a touch low, full count.
That was a 7-run 4th inning for Illinois State as they took a 10-0 lead.
Iowa scored the next 8, but ran out of time. Full count on Pasella. Here's the pitch from Dan. Lifted left side. Long run for Frost. Over into foul ground. Jackson still moving. He runs out of room. And the ball is foul. We'll do it again at 3-2.
Yeah, with Jackson was shifted over on the pull side, basically almost playing shortstop. Incredibly long run as the ball bounced just inside the weird little triangle over there.
Another 3-2 pitch on its way home to Pacella. Here it comes. Ground ball right side. Guerin waits for it. He picks it up, and he'll take it to the bag himself. 3 up, 3 down for Dan Wright and the Hawkeyes. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Wilmus, Mitchell, and Rogers will lead it off for the black and gold when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides the direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Welcome back to Hawkeye Baseball. We can all help prevent suicide. There is hope with the 988 Lifeline. Call or text 988 now.
Bottom of the first inning. Iowa keeps Illinois State off the scoreboard in the top half. Now the Hawks will look to get on it in the bottom half here with Ben Wilmus, the left fielder, leading things off, followed by Gable Mitchell, the shortstop. Dan Rogers moves up a couple spots. He's the catcher batting third. Miles Risley stays in the cleanup spot in center field. The DH is Reese Moore today batting fifth. Iowa's first baseman Blake Guerin is in the sixth spot. 7, 8, 9, Jackson Frost at third, Andy Nelson in right, and Ben Swales at second base. The starting pitcher for Illinois State tonight is Carter Monk.
3-5 on the season, 42 and a third innings, 59 hits, 35 runs, just 32 of those earned. Only walked 11, struck out 26. Only given up 1 home run, hit 5. Absolutely shoved against Iowa the first time a month ago.
Wilmus swings at the first pitch, drives it into deep center field, but Stolga backtracks and he makes the play for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. For Monk, he was sharp against the Hawks.
Monk went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, a run. It was earned, just walked 1, struck out 4. As he got 6 solid innings, his longest appearance of the season through 109 pitches against Iowa, and really was in no real danger.
Here's Gable Mitchell showing a bunt, pulling it back, and the pitch sailed high from Monk. Monk is a 6'2" senior from Mount Olive, Illinois. Pitches from the right side. Big shift on for Mitchell. Look at this. Infield all the way over to the right as Gable takes a strike. Third baseman Kyle Gibson on an island all by himself.
A little bit about why you saw Gable show bunt that first pitch, but certainly capable of rolling one right through the shortstop hole.
1 ball, 1 strike. Monk from the stretch pitches. Gable fouled it off the catcher, Contreras, and it's 1-2.
Now Monk did a nice job in normal of varying speeds, landing multiple pitches for strikes.
1-2 to Mitchell. In on the hands. Gable fouled it off.
And varying location just like that. Instead of letting Iowa hitters kind of dive over the plate with 2 strikes, he was able to come in enough and make it a strike or at least a keep you honest pitch.
1-2 inside, right on the belt, just about hit Gable. Mitchell was very good against Illinois State in the previous meeting. Was 3 for 4, 2 singles, a double. He also had a walk. See if he can get on for Iowa in the bottom of the first. No score between the Redbirds and the Hawkeyes. Mitchell sends it foul down the left field line. Dan Rogers in the on-deck circle for Iowa. He and Reese Moore flip-flop from the 3 spot and the 5 spot. Dan had a great weekend against Indiana. We'll see him next. Monk set with the 2-2. Here it comes. Gable slapped it opposite field again, out of play.
It's one way to make up for your leadoff hitter making a one-out or one-strike at-bat is to foul off a couple pitches and extend the at-bat here.
Monk brings home the 2-2 to Mitchell. Fouled it back to the screen. Gable's still up over 350, batting .352 for the Hawks. 15 doubles, the team lead. 4 home runs, and it was a big one against Indiana on Sunday. Put Iowa into the run rule territory against the Hoosiers late. 2-2 to Gable. Ground ball right side, right into the shift. Mastros is there. He'll throw out Mitchell at first base, 2 down.
Good solid contact. It's 103 coming off the bat. That's, to your point, right at Mastros, who had shifted over a little bit. Get to Dan Rogers now to try to extend the inning.
What do you make of the flip-flop of Rogers and Moore, John?
I'm not sure it matters a ton.
Dan swings at the first pitch, popped it up foul ground, third base side, and a basket catch made by Gibson right in front of the Illinois State dugout. Maybe we'll talk about that later, John. All right, time for the second inning. No score through 1 here in Iowa City. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game. As a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military during Hawkeye games this season, please join American Equity in thanking all who have served our country. American Equity is more than just retirement savings and income products. They are committed to providing you best-in-class service and high-quality retirement income that helps deliver the independence to dream and reach your goals. To learn more about American Equity, please visit their website at american-equity.com.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Stop by today for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. Visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort today, located minutes south of Iowa City.
3 up, 3 down for both squads in the first inning, and Illinois State will come up with 4, 5, and 6. Morris, Bakes, and Mastros. In a scoreless game now in the second. Dan Wright back to pitch for the Hawks. He threw 17 pitches in inning number 1. Didn't allow a hit. No base runners. Had a strikeout.
Morris's stat line and StatCast will kind of make your eyes blur. 144 at-bats, 44 hits, 44 runs, 40 RBIs, 40 walks.
Woo! A lot of 4s. Good hitter for Illinois State, up over 300. A lot of power here. 13 home runs. Does have 14 doubles. Right pitches to him. That's low. Shift on the left side of the infield for Iowa against Morris. Strong pull hitter. Gets a swing and a miss there.
He wanted fastball there. He didn't get it.
He's surprised if Dan throws him one.
It's kind of got that look to it.
Right set, next pitch. Dropped it right in at the knees, and it's 2-2.
I'd look for Wright to go back to that pitch just off the outer edge of the plate again, see if he can get some weak contact or a chase.
Dan ready. Here comes the 2-2. Line drive, left field, and fair into the corner. Wilmus over to get it. Morris around first. He's in with a stand-up double to start the Redbirds second.
Instead, Dan makes a mistake on the inner part of the plate. Goes 109 into the left field corner.
Illinois State in business in the second. Leadoff double. Here's Braden Bakes. Bakes, a freshman, left-handed hitter for the Redbirds. Right pitches outside for ball one.
He was 2 for 5 and drove in 3 runs in normal.
Went through the zone on the 1-0 pitch from Dan, evening the count now. One ball, one strike. Dan checks on the runner at second. Now he brings it home. Low, ball 2. Dan trying to settle in here in the second inning. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch way outside, ball 3. Have to work hard to get back in this count. 3 balls and a strike. Right from the belt, delivers. Low, ball 4. First 2 hitters are on for the Redbirds in the second.
All right. A lot of speed from Mastros. High strikeout candidate, though.
Yeah, 46 in 156 at-bats.
See if Iowa rolls corners in here.
Got to think a bunt's coming, don't you?
Certainly would have some opportunity here. Iowa State, yeah, now you see the first Blake Guerin sneaks in. Otherwise, you're kind of giving a guy with good speed an opportunity.
A double and a walk. Illinois State in business. Nobody out in the second. First pitch from right. Outside corner, strike 1. No sign of a bunt yet.
Good job there from Dan. Spotted up the fastball on the outer black.
Mastro's the second baseman for Illinois State. Bats .295 from the right side. Dan pitches. Lined into right field. Nelson coming forward. Andy caught it. He will throw it to first. Do they have him doubled up? Yes, they do! Heads up play. Andy Nelson doubling up the runner at first.
Great job from Blake Guerin there, too, to recognize and get back to the base. Gave Andy a target. Nelson gets it in quick. Line drive was starting to tail away from Nelson as he thought he had it in his chest, and it got off to his left side, but he was able to make the catch and threw a solid one-hopper right to Blake Guerin for the second out.
And Morris forced to stay put at second base, so no advancement to third. There are 2 down now for Daniel Contreras. Wright can get out of the jam, get 1 more out here. Big Dan's ready, first pitch. Tapped right back to him. Wright picks it up off the mound. He steps and throws it over to Guerin to get out of trouble in the second. Very well done. The defense picks up Dan Wright. And a double and a walk proved to be harmless. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Miles Risley, Reese Moore, and Blake Guerin due up for the Hawks when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
The best cars for the money are Hondas. Now, save big with 0% APR. The 25 Accord, Civic, Passport, and Odyssey have been named the best cars for the money by U.S. News & World Report. Save thousands with 0%, like the 24 Prologue with 0 APR. To drive the best, search a local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 4/30/25. View U.S. News best cars at cars.usnews.com.
Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels, Homewood Suites and Home to Suites by Hilton. Each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country.
Bottom of the second in Iowa City. John Evans and John Leo with you from Duane Banks Field. No score yet. And the Hawkeyes come to the plate with Miles Risley, Reese Moore, and Blake Guerin. Talk about some pop and power here. Risley will come up first, the star center fielder for the Hawkeyes. First pitch to him. Miles takes a high strike. Risley batting .310. Junior for Iowa. Newcomer, though. Comes in from Kirkwood. His high school ball at Johnston. The 0-1 just off the plate from Monk, the pitcher for Illinois State. Risley has been Mr. Steady for the Hawks this year. Counts 1-1 on him here. The pitch. He shows a bunt. Bunts it left side. Monk comes off the mound, picks it up, throws to first, and it's late. Risley speeding down the line. He's on with a bunt single, the first hit of the game for Iowa.
Yeah, he's not exactly your typical cleanup hitter. You know, he can hit with some pop and some power, but he's also more than willing to put down a good bunt and leg one out.
And that brings up Reese Moore, batting in the 5 spot for Iowa tonight. DH. Strong left-handed hitter. Reese batting .327. He's played in all 43 games for Iowa this year. 12 doubles, 9 home runs. Second on the team, 41 RBIs. Swings at the first pitch, hits it into right field. It's down in front of Bakes. Risley hustling around second. He's on his way to third. And it's a single from Reese to right field.
109 off the bat.
Scorcher.
Got a fastball right in the middle of the plate and just drove it out into right field. Hawks in business here in the second.
And here comes Blake Guerin. Runners at the corners, nobody out, no score between Illinois State and Iowa. The Hawkeyes have their first 2 hits of the game. Very similar to the top half of this inning, John, where Illinois State's first 2 hitters got on. Now Iowa answers with the same. The problem for Illinois State was they didn't score after all that.
They didn't score. They hit first and second. Iowa splits the runner, so now big spot here, runner on third. Obviously less than 2 outs. It was with nobody out, so see if Blake Guerin can do a job.
Monk ready. The right-hander pitches to Guerin. Inside for ball 1.
A little less stressful than when Blake Guerin came up in this spot Friday night.
Yeah, I'd say so. Blake laid down a perfect bunt down the first base line that walked off Indiana in 10 innings. 1-0 to Guerin. Lifted to center. Stolga moving over to the right center gap. Risley will be able to tag from third. Here he comes as Stolga makes the catch. Throw goes into second base. Risley touches home. The Hawks are on the board first. It's 1-0.
Productive out there as Blake Guerin took an outside changeup. Lifted it into the right center field gap for the first run of the game. After allowing the first 10 runs of this series, Iowa's responded back now with the last 9.
On top 1-0 in the second. Giving away to Jackson Frost, Iowa's third baseman today. Ooh, Frost took it up and in. Ball 1.
And he doesn't wear the elbow guard or any of those things, so
that would have been trouble.
Get out of the way of those.
1 ball, no strikes on Frost, who had a good weekend against Indiana. The pitch. That's low and in. Frost with an RBI double on Sunday, but he really made his splash on Saturday. Back into the starting lineup Got Iowa on the board 2-0 with a 2-run home run in the second. 2-0 pitch, took it for a strike.
Yeah, after the pitcher's duel Friday night, to come stake a claim early in the game like that and off a pitcher who you weren't quite sure how long Gilly might last and wanted to work him a little bit. It's across for strike 2. So really kind of a good tone setter for Iowa early in that game on Saturday.
Plenty of pull power for Frost, the right-handed hitter. Reese, the runner at first. Here's the 2-2 to Jackson. Ground ball, right side. This could be double trouble. Mastros picks it up, throws to second for one, over to first for the double play. So Illinois State with a quick turn. And that is the end of Iowa's inning. But the Hawkeyes are on the board first. A sacrifice fly from Blake Guerin. It's 1-0 Iowa. We're on to the third after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy Soybeans provide best-in-class traits and genetics that perform. In farming, bushels matter to your bottom line. Our field-proven products deliver high yields year after year. Get the seed you need from the people you trust. Contact your local FS Envision and High Soy retailer or visit fsseed.com to learn more.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bump's Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bump's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bump's and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bump's Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state, changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Evans and John Leo from the broadcast booth at Duane Banks Field in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes in front early. It's 1-0 as we get set for the third. New pitcher into the game for Iowa is Tyler Guerin, the right-handed freshman, standing at 6'6" from Shoreview, Minnesota.
10 appearances on the mound, including 2 starts. He's got a save with a 0.77 ERA in 11 2/3 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs. Just one of those are earned. 12 walks and to go with 18 strikeouts. So just kind of feeling his way through. Had a little bit of a setback with an injury, so it's nice to see him getting back out there and getting some reps now.
As the Hawkeyes push towards postseason, Tyler likely to be a big piece of that. When you get into those situations in tournament play, when you need maybe some extra arms, some extra innings, Tyler's certainly in play for that. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Redbirds in the third. Starting with Josh Outlaw, designated hitter. He'll bat from the left side at 330. First pitch from Tyler, swing and a miss. Flat line fastball, low outside corner. Good spot from Tyler to get it started.
94.
The 0-1. Went for a similar spot, but just missed it outside.
Northwestern beats Butler 11-7. Wildcats moved to 20-22 on the season.
I saw their big power hitter set a single season record for home runs, Lyolas. Just saw that. Real good for Northwestern to get that win.
Rutgers got 10 in the top of the fourth, now lead 13-11 over UConn.
That's a midweek. 2-1 from Guerin. Hit foul towards the Illinois State dugout to the left.
All the other games are normal scores in the early going.
Iowa getting set for a major series in Seattle, the second to last Big Ten series for Iowa this year. 2-2 from Guerin. Strike 3 called, top of the zone. He froze him with 96.
Yeah, that's the fun part with Tyler, is just as he starts to learn how to harness kind of what he has. 94, 95, 96 fastball and a nasty slider. Be fun to watch him develop.
One out for Luke Stolga, bottom of the Illinois State order. Tyler deals to him. It's hit on the ground, left side, foul past the diving Jackson Frost at third.
Stolga was an exceptionally hard out the first game. 3 for 4, scored a couple runs, drove one in, hit a home run. Not bad out of the 9-hole.
Right. Counts 0-1. Guerin goes out of the windup. He rocks and fires. Strike 2, outer edge. Beautiful pitch from Ty. We'll see what he throws on the 0-2. Here it comes. Dropped it low and in. Don't mind that idea.
No, like we talked about with Monk, you try to keep him from diving across the plate. You've got to come in every once in a while to keep him honest.
See if he tries to nibble again or goes with the flamethrower. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the slider. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler.
Well, you keep him honest with that ball inside, and now all of a sudden you throw that ball that he's thinking fastball, and you break it off the outer half, and since he's not diving, he's got no chance to get to that ball.
Good start to the inning for Guerin. And we'll go back to the top now. This is Kyle Gibson. Left-handed hitter for the Redbirds. First pitch from Tyler. Just low and out. Good spot to start with to see if Gibson goes after it. 1-0 Iowa, top of the third.
Good fastball there on the outer portion. Evens the count at 1.
Iowa has same spot due up in the bottom of the third, 8-9-1. Nelson, Swales, and Wilmus. Next pitch is hit on the ground to second. Swales brings it in and throws it over to Guerin to get the speedy Gibson. 3 up, 3 down for Guerin and the Hawkeyes. We'll go to the bottom of the third after this. Iowa 1, Illinois State 0. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bentgrass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. That includes the fuel in our vehicles. So when you fill up, pump it up with Unleaded 88 and support Iowa's corn farmers.
Bottom of the third inning coming up in Iowa City, 1-0. Hawkeyes leading the Illinois State Redbirds. We'd love to know where you're listening from tonight on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Watching on Big Ten Plus. We know that Hawkeye Nation spans far and wide, John.
We were international there, one of the games we had.
Will we be international at all this upcoming week with you gone? I'm going to miss you.
With me in Scotland. There's a possibility that the game times in Washington are really not conducive to me listening in Scotland, at least on what? Well, I guess I'll be home Friday and Saturday. So yeah, that should be fine. Yes, I will be. So, but I won't be international at that point. I'll still be home before we leave.
You're down for the count for a a few games, but that's okay. You're doing something pretty cool. It's not like you're just skipping out on me.
Yeah, you'll have 6 straight without me.
Ooh.
Possibly 7,
Ooh.
depending on whether my wife gives me the official permission or not.
We're in a tug of war. Jen, I'm pulling one way, you're pulling another.
Thank you. That'll help me when I get home, I'm sure.
2-2 on Andy Nelson. Here's the pitch. Andy fouled it back.
No way can that possibly go bad for me when I get home.
We just talked about this. I'm sorry, John. Iowa leading Illinois State 1-0, bottom of the third. One midweek game for Iowa this time around, just tonight. We'll leave and go to Washington on Thursday. Big series against the Huskies. Nelson clobbered it down the left field line. It's hooking. Will it stay fair? It will not. Foul ball just to the left of the foul pole.
Is that the third ball Iowa's hit like right within 5 or 8, 10 feet of the line?
Man.
Either side of it.
Into the wind, too, for Andy. Must not have helped it at all. Keep it to the right side.
Yeah, it feels like the wind should have pushed that back just a little bit toward the fair field of play.
Count remains 2-2 on Nelson. Here's the pitch. This is hit in the air on the infield. Right behind the pitcher's mound. Robinson, the shortstop. He makes the play, 1 away. Kim is listening from New Haven, Connecticut. Well done, Kim. I think Kim might be our international listener. New Haven, Connecticut. Not bad. I hear they have got great pizza out there. Have a slice for us, Kim.
You realize Connecticut's not international, right?
No, I know. I do know that. In case there was any confusion, I do know that Connecticut is.
I just wanted to give you a chance to make sure that got out there, that we saved that for you.
I thought Kim was listening in Italy earlier this year. Wasn't that right?
I think so.
Ben Swales batting for the Hawks in the third. 1 away, bases empty. Iowa 1, Illinois State 0.
I'll just show you my wife's response. I won't read it.
Swales taps the 1-1 pitch foul. That's great. Screenshot it, frame it. That goes on my wall, John.
All right, let's get this inning started here with 1 out.
Let's see if Ben can get on. A little bit of a hole here, 1-2. Oh, he fouled that off his leg. And he'll hop around. Ouch. He's got a shin guard on his left leg, but
it hit north of the shin guard.
Yep, I'm afraid so. Give him ample time to get right and then get right back into the box. Top of the order, Ben Wilmus on deck. We'll see if Swales can get on for him. Counts 1-2. Monk ready, the right-handed pitcher. He deals. Swales laid off. Great discipline. Didn't go after it. 2-2.
I think looking at the replay, that kind of got up in his knee.
A lot of bone.
Lower thigh. Just a weird place.
2-2. Strike 3 called. On the outer edge, Contreras brought it back in a touch. There are 2 outs.
Perfect pitch location there. Just painted the black of the plate. Contreras, a good job to show it well. Easy call for Cody Oaks.
2 outs for Ben Wilmus, who flied out to center on 1 pitch in the first. My book looks very similar on both sides. Ben takes a strike at the knees. 3 up, 3 down for both teams in the first. Then each team in the second got their first 2 hitters on base and eventually hit into a double play. And both teams have had their 8 and 9 hitters retired. See if Wilmus can break the trend here, the 0-1. That's downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if Wilmus can drag Monk over 40 pitches. He's been efficient.
He pitches well against Iowa, seemingly. 1-1. Wilmus hits on the ground left side. That'll go foul in front of Gibson.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what he does that Iowa doesn't see well, that other teams do as he came into the game. He's down to a 6.60 ERA right now. And if he had these 2 starts against Iowa, he'd be pushing toward all Big Ten here so far. So,
man. Did he pitch on the weekends for him?
It was kind of spotty. He's been hit around a little bit here and there, and after the Iowa start, he goes and pitches against Murray State, and they crushed him.
Wilmus hits in the air down the right field line. Morris giving chase, but that's well out of play, foul.
Yeah, 4 days later, after a great start against Iowa, 4 days later he goes against Murray State. He gets 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 4 runs. 3 days later he pitches against Illinois. Gives up 3 runs on 4 hits in 3 innings.
So far, so good for him against the Hawkeyes tonight. The 1-2 to Wilmus. Swing and a miss. Ben chased the high heat. We're through 3 in Iowa City, moving right along. The Hawkeyes leading the Redbirds 1-0. This is Iowa baseball from Learfield.
Another great harvest thanks to Pioneer brand corn.
Just a few questions.
Who are you?
Kim Kernel, Ag Sports News. I've been chasing your combine for a while. How does it feel getting 10 more bushels per acre over last season?
It feels great. Couldn't have done it without Pioneer. It's America's #1 corn brand.
And there you have it, folks. Live from the field.
Who are you talking to?
Pioneer. Your best year starts here. Learn more at pioneer.com/bestyet.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork and you get the best tasting hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes.
2-3-4 coming up for Illinois State as we get to the 4th inning in Iowa City. Tyler Guerin out for another inning of work, looking to preserve Iowa's 1-0 lead. 1 run, 2 hits for the Hawks. No runs, 1 hit for the Redbirds. As we're moving right along in this Tuesday evening in Iowa City. Nice night at the ballpark. Decent crowd for a midweek. Not as full as it was this weekend, but that's going to be hard to beat the past few home weekends for the Hawks.
No, and obviously it sets up nicely to come back from Washington and have a hopefully a great turnout in Des Moines, and then a season-ending series at home against Oregon to wrap up the regular season.
Here's a line drive, just foul. Ooh, that was close at third. But it was left of the white line. Shai Robinson, the batter for Illinois State.
That was 114 off the bat.
Wow.
Not sure how anybody saw it.
Third base umpire Don Umland over there. He got turned around. Got his eyes on. Guerin out of the windup, the pitch. Just inside. 1-1. Guerin at 6'6". He really extends out down the mound.
My first goal, if I'm umpire Umland, is to make sure it doesn't leave an exit hole when it gets through me.
Half swing fouled off, 1-2. No doubt about that. He's right on that line, and the ball whizzed by him. Count is 1-2 on Robinson. Dan Wright struck him out back in the first. See how Guerin does this time. The 1-2. Just low. Like the idea from Tyler. 1-0 Iowa. We're in the 4th. Count even at 2, the pitch from Guerin. Ground ball left side. That's through into left field. Robinson with good connection a few times in that at bat, and he puts that in between the white lines for a leadoff single for the Redbirds in the 4th.
Yeah, that's a pretty good changeup, too. That's down below the zone. But Robinson gets barrel on it. Good exit velo right through the 5-6 hole. Now you got some work to do.
Here comes the power of Illinois State. Pasella grounded out to Guerin at first. Back in the first. Tyler Deals in the dirt. You have Morris on deck, who doubled in the second inning. Tyler from the stretch. The right-hander Deals. That's downstairs, ball 2.
Robinson does have 6 stolen bases, but probably not a spot. You're going to run here with your 2 big hitters coming up in front.
Watch out, hitters count, the 2-0. Lifted in the air, foul. Left side, that'll get out of play. Two balls and a strike. Rogers setting up on the inside corner. We'll throw it over to first. Guerin battles the sun. Robinson dives back. Looking for a ground ball here.
At someone. Be
Yes.
very specific if you're going to ask.
Yeah, that's right. The shift on for the Hawks over to the right. The 2-1. Ooh, this is hit well to center. Risley moving back. He's in front of the wall. Miles leaps up. Couldn't bring this one back. 2-run home run from Pasella. Illinois State leads it 2-1.
Yeah, that was 109 off the bat. Fastball inner third. Goes 391 over the wall, and that was probably 389 to that part of the ballpark. Shows why he's an exceptional hitter.
Knew that was trouble off the bat.
Yeah, I was actually surprised it was that questionable.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to be long gone, and Miles thought he had a chance the whole time, but couldn't quite get there.
2-1 Illinois State. Nobody out in the Redbird 4th. They've taken the lead. Here comes Morris. Takes a strike from Tyler. Guerin ready with the 0-1. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Good slider from Guerin. Guerin's 0-2 is on the outside corner, and it's a called third strike. 1 away.
Excellent bounce back from Ty.
3 pitches. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and I think he probably hit his spot exactly right on all 3 of them.
Right fielder Braden Bates.
Off another good hitter, so somebody that was going to make you pay for a mistake if you had a little bit of a hangover about the last one.
Bakes swings at the first pitch, goes opposite field between Mitchell and Frost. Wilmus brings it in. It's a 1-out single for Bakes.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shift buster. Mitchell was shaded up the middle. Bakes took a fastball right on the black of the plate on the outside and just kind of poked it through.
Here comes Mastros, the 6-hitter. Mastros lined into a double play back in the second to right field. 1 out for the Redbirds in the 4th. They've taken the lead on a 2-run home run to straightaway center.
Guerin hasn't done anything as a pitching coach you'd be really unhappy with so far this inning. But he's given up 3 hits and a couple runs.
Weekly hit right back to Tyler. Tyler takes it to first to get the out. And thought he could have made a play at second there, but committed to tossing it to first instead.
I don't think he looked comfortable when he caught the ball. And so It wasn't hit very hard, and so there was a little bit of almost a double clutch or a flinch there as he caught it. And so at that point, you just make sure you get the out, and don't make a mistake by trying to throw it to second. Just get the out. Know that then you only need one more to get yourself out of the inning.
Sure. 2 down for Contreras, the catcher for Illinois State, and Coach Kenny will head to the mound and talk with his young reliever. Iowa will have 2, 3, 4. Mitchell, Rogers, and Risley due up in the bottom of the 4th. Hawks trail 2-1.
I don't think Iowa got Contreras out a month ago. He was 2 for 2, scored a run, drove in 3, and walked 3 times. So this is probably hey, let's make sure we execute a plan here and recognize you've got a base if you need it.
Illinois State's done a nice job. They've put the ball in play today. They're not settling too much. 2 outs for Contreras, who bounced out to Wright, the pitcher, to end the second. Runner at second. First pitch strike from Tyler. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Pitch from Guerin, up and in, that got him in the helmet. Contreras hit him in the head, got hit in the head. And that might have missed part of the helmet too, unfortunately.
I was trying to see if he had the extra cheek guard.
Yeah, he could hear pin drop in here. Wow.
92-mile-an-hour fastball got away from Guerin.
Just had that ride, kept going up, 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 and in.
Yeah, you talk about some of the magnets every once in a while that just keep working their way up. And I think Contreras thought he was easily out of the way, and the ball just kind of kept moving on him.
Training staff for Illinois State taking a look at him. 2-1 Redbirds in the 4th. They've just now taken the lead.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner. I think caution here.
Contreras moving over towards the dugout. Nolan Berry will come in for Illinois State. He'll go run for now. His designation on the roster is a catcher / outfielder, so you anticipate he'll probably go into catch too. And with another mound visit here from the Hawkeyes, Iowa is making a pitching change in the 4th. 2-1, Illinois State leading with 2 outs. They've got runners at first and second. We'll take a pitching change break. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Nick Jackson. I play linebacker here at the University of Iowa. On the field, I stop the run, I make the tackle, I drop in coverage.
3rd down, 11. Straight back to pass is Sullivan. He's running for his life. Down he goes. That's a loss of another 6. Nick Jackson.
Off the field, I help my body's defense by choosing vaccines that are right for me. Ask your doctor or healthcare provider which vaccines are right for you.
A message from Iowa HHS.
Not all internet is created equal. It's a lot like choosing a quarterback. Technically, you could sign up any new rookie provider on the block, but the success of every device in your home depends on it. Will they perform in the clutch, or will they buffer under pressure? Extreme provides the speed you need with a 100% gigabit technology network and amplified Wi-Fi. And unlike signing a quarterback, Extreme Internet requires no contracts. There's only one pick to lead your team. It's Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
As a proud sponsor of the Iowa Hawkeyes, U.S. Cellular wants you to make the most of today by choosing game day traditions first and scrolling later. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
New pitcher into the game for Iowa is Chaz Wheatley, right-handed senior from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
17 appearances on the season for Chaz. He's 2-0 with a save and a .265 ERA. 17 innings, 13 hits, 5 runs have all been earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 21. And he's been really called on a lot in these this firefighter try to strand an inherited runner or two and get the Hawks moving on to the next inning.
First time we've really run into a road bump here tonight, and Illinois State has taken a 2-1 lead. 3 hits in this inning for the Redbirds, including a 2-run home run earlier in the inning.
Well, as we talked about during the break, you've got a freshman pitcher, a couple runners on now, obviously, but go ahead and take him out just make sure he's also kind of all okay after having hit somebody in the head with a fastball. So
calm the waters.
Yeah, let Chaz come in, try to finish up this inning. And
gonna have to get the bats going tonight, John.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
First and second, 2 outs. Wheatley into the game for Iowa. Facing Outlaw.
Yeah, Monk's now thrown 9 innings against Iowa and given up 2 runs, 9 hits. So
hard time getting through to him. But for now, Wheatley tasked with holding the Redbirds in the 4th. Chaz from the belt offers the 1-0. Outside corner, 1-1. Mitchell, Rogers, Risley. Due up for Iowa in the next inning. Outlaw just about took that in the kneecaps.
Yeah, that was a good quick slam back of the hips to avoid catching that one.
Chaz looking to get in the zone here, 2-1. He delivers way outside, ball 3. First and second, 2 outs for Illinois State. 3-1 count on Outlaw. The pitch from Chaz. Inside, ball 4. They're loaded for Stolga.
Well, it was the 4th inning in normal when all heck broke loose.
Stolga, the 9-hitter, struck out in the 3rd. He's the 8th hitter to come to the plate for Illinois State in the 4th inning. 2-1, they lead it. 2 outs, bases loaded. Wheatley's first pitch. Swing and a miss.
You got a guy that just basically walked on 4 pitches. I mean, I know it was 5, but and then you swing at the first pitch that's an off-speed pitch above the zone.
Let Chaz build his confidence back up. The 0-1 delivery from Wheatley. That dropped low and out, evening the count.
You've got to be close, though, to make the guy want to swing at it. So Chaz hasn't located as well as he normally does.
Wheatley's 1-1. Fouled off the end of the bat to the right. Funky movement from Chaz on that pitch.
Yeah, he's gotten 2 not great swings on the changeup there.
Wouldn't mind seeing it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Big spot here in the 4th. Wheatley ready. Long pause from Chaz. He brings it home. Hit well to left. This is trouble. Wilmus back, and Ben will watch it go. It's a grand slam with 2 strikes and 2 outs. And it is 6-1 Illinois State.
Threw the same pitch again, except for he left it right in the middle of the plate, and Stelga hits it 110.
Fourth inning against Illinois State is a problem.
They have scored 13 runs in 2 games against Iowa.
Well, Top of the order with Gibson and 2 outs. Swings at the first pitch, drives it foul over to the left. I'm sure the alarms are sounding now. They better be.
Yeah, I wanted to see that pitch buried outside. Boy, just left it right in the middle of the plate.
High and outside with the fastball from Chaz, 1-1.
And for the fella a few rows in front of us that said just get it over the plate, that's also why can't necessarily just do that.
Yeah. I've never really agreed with that notion. 1-1 pitch. This is lined hard into right field. A base hit for Gibson. And Illinois State continuing with pressure. Two-out single for Gibson. And the Redbirds have batted around. We're back to Robinson, who started this inning off with a single.
Yeah, he started this party with a rope through the left side.
(6-1) Illinois State in the fourth. Wheatley pitching to Robinson. Here it comes. That's upstairs, ball 1.
I think Coach Heller will call the Redbirds next year.
I thought it was a Duffy Bass thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't play over there. Not off to a good start here tonight. Wheatley's 1-0 pitch. That's at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Well, we're going to just have to chip away. Plenty of time. We're in the top of the fourth, but Monk has been doing a great job for the Redbirds on the mound. Figure him out. Count even at 1. The pitch from Chaz. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
Yeah, he's down at the far end of the Illinois State bullpen, kind of going through some simulated motion. It's been a long inning with the pitching change and the injury.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs on Robinson. Pickoff move to first. No issue there as Gibson dives back in. Now set with the 1-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Wheatley got him to chase on back-to-back sliders. Big inning for the Redbirds. Whoa. 6-1 Illinois State. We're back for the bottom of the fourth. We'll see how the Hawkeyes respond right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Y.A. Black, defensive line, Iowa. On the field, I take on double teams, stop the run, and sack the quarterback.
Sullivan now runs for his life, and he's obliterated by Y.A. Black. Here's the snap, the spot.
Yes, and it's blocked it. Kick is don't touch it. Don't touch the ball.
Hawks get it back. Y.A. Black, that man, what a momentum shift there.
Off the field, I help my body's defense by choosing vaccines that are right for me. Ask your doctor or healthcare provider which vaccines are right for you.
A message from Iowa HHS.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
For a taste of unique flavors you'll love, stop by Molly's Cupcakes in downtown Iowa City for homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes is a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Before Gable Mitchell comes up, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
A lot of work to do now for Iowa, trailing Illinois State 6-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Gable Mitchell to lead off this inning after the Hawkeyes allowed 6 runs in the top half. Start to chip away now. Don't let the lead set too long for Illinois State. 1-0 pitch to Gable. Watched it go by for a strike. What's the approach on Monk? He's doing his thing against us again.
Well, and I think you still need to be selective. You know, we saw it all weekend long. Fine. You know, if he's going to nibble edges, fine. But when you get a pitch in the middle, drive it.
Gable rips it to right. But right to Bakes. 1 away.
And unfortunately, sometimes that's the way that works out. But better approach there. As Gable got a pitch he could drive. It was a pitch up in the zone and inner third. He hit it hard. No reward. But if you keep doing that, you'll eventually get rewarded for it.
Iowa trails by 5. Dan Rogers swings at the first pitch. He will ground out to first base.
It's that one it's a pitch.
Drivable pitch for Dan, but he missed it.
And it is. And with a guy that's been on fire. But Dan's seen 2 pitches today now. He popped up to foul ground in front of the Illinois State dugout and hit a soft ground ball to first. And so, and in the spot when you're behind 6-1, I think there's a longer approach to it.
This is pitch number 45 from Monk. And it's high and out for ball 1. He threw more than that against us the first time, so he's not necessarily in the market to come out soon, I wouldn't think.
Right. I mean, he's certainly capable. Now, how they use him, we don't really know as well, but
Risley takes a strike, high outside corner. Ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, bases empty. Iowa down 6-1. Just like that, lightning strike for Illinois State.
You know, Iowa was by far his outlier outing. He's usually in the 50-60 pitch range.
Here's a soft fly ball to right center off the bat of Risley. And it's caught. Boy, the Hawkeyes go down very quietly, very quickly in the 4th. Illinois State gets the shutdown inning. 6-1 Redbirds. We're back for the 5th after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, sports, or with one of our guided tours, our team of travel experts at Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited will ensure you have a memorable, worry-free experience. Let our professional travel advisors with extensive travel experience and destination knowledge handle your every travel need. Family-owned and operated, Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited has been serving the Hawkeye community for many years, receiving the Agency of Choice Awards several times. Make your travels easy with Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited at duagency.com.
Join the swarm and team up with Iowa athletes to support local charities. Make a difference today. Visit iowaswarm.com to learn more.
New pitcher into the game for Iowa is Justin Hackett, a right-handed junior from Winterset. The Hawkeyes trailing 6-1 in the 5th.
10 appearances for Justin. He's 1-0 with a .9 ERA. 10 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, just 1 earned, 8 walks, and 20 strikeouts.
Need a solid inning from Hack here. Iowa down by 5, and Illinois State with all the momentum.
Yeah, need to get the bats back in the dugout as quick as you can if you're Iowa at this point. Unfortunately, the bats got out of the dugout as quick as they could in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Hackett faces Pasella, Morris, and Bakes in this inning. Good portion of the Redbird order. Pasella gave Illinois State the 2-1 lead with a home run in the last inning. That was manageable, go down 2-1, but the grand slam later, that was the big blow. 6-1 Illinois State. Hackett pitching to Pasella. First one from Justin is lined foul down the right field line.
Yeah, Stelga has 5 home runs on the season, and 2 of them are against Iowa.
Hackett out of the windup. He's ready. The 0-1. Just low and out. Decent spot from Hackett. Pasella 1 for 2 tonight. Illinois State 6 runs on 6 hits. 1 run, 2 hits for the Hawks. Tapped foul to the Iowa dugout over to the right. Justin addressing the rubber. He's ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. Lifted foul and out of play over to the left. Iowa pitching has 5 strikeouts tonight. Hackett looking for number 6. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He had Pasella lunging, and he's out number 1.
That one was pretty dirty from Hackett there as he threw the, I guess that's the changeup. It worked away from Pasella. Hadn't shown him that pitch yet and completely fooled him.
That's a big first out for Justin. Now we'll face Morris with the bases empty. Righty on righty matchup here. The first one to Morris. Strike 1 on the outer edge.
Hackett's trying to establish himself as an arm that gets some work on the weekends. Now Iowa bullpen only threw, did I say 5 2/3 innings this weekend? So
very few. There's a foul ball back to the pad.
But he wants to be in that mix, and especially as Big Ten tournament draws near, they're going to have to extend out other guys and get some quality innings out of different guys.
Hackett in the driver's seat on the 0-2. Here it comes to Morris. Check swing. Did he go? They say no as they send it down to first. Pitch was high from Hackett.
Good fastball there, right above the zone. Good show.
Morris liked it just enough to consider it, but was able to hold up. Here's the 1-2. Lined firmly into center field. Hackett down to the turf as Morris singles.
He kind of almost sat on that one. You get the fastball high. You think, okay, what are they going to do? Well, they'll throw the curveball in that same tunnel, and Hackett located it well, got it all the way down to the bottom of the zone, a little outside. And Morris still hits at 106 back up the middle. There's been a lot of barrels for Illinois State.
Bake sees off speed at the top of the zone for a strike. I've been impressed by Illinois State. Had, as you said, John, several well-struck pitches today. 0-1, swing and a miss. Dirty changeup from Hackett. It rode the outer black of the plate. And now Justin in a similar spot as he was with Morris moments ago. 0-2. Hackett looking to finish off Bakes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Back to the changeup. He turfed that one, and Bakes couldn't resist.
Really outstanding there. Showed it in the center of the plate and just kept moving it down and away. He's handled the left-handers exceptionally well here so far.
Well done from Hackett so far. 2 down and a runner at first. 6-1 Illinois State in the 5th. There's a strike, low inside corner. Love that spot from Justin. To the right-handed hitting Mastros, who's 0 for 2 this evening. Iowa in some trouble, down by 5 in the 5th. Plenty of time here. The Bats will need to pick it up. This is fouled over to the left side near the Illinois State on-deck circle.
It's like Contreras is going to come back into the game.
Is that right?
He's got his shin guards on there, so concussion protocol.
Rogers knocking down the 0-1 pitch. Yeah, we'd wondered about that. 0-2, rather. It's now 1-2. We had wondered about that earlier.
So, yeah, you can, if you're concerned about a concussion, you can actually take a player out of the game, get them checked, and then if everything checks out, you can reinsert them back into the game.
Hackett set with the 1-2. Here it comes. Grounded foul. Third base coach's box.
Illinois State has a ton of guys down in the bullpen, but nobody's throwing. There's just guys getting
1-2. Check swing. They'll send it down to first for the appeal. He went around. And Mastros is the third out of the inning. 3 of them for Hackett in the 5th. Illinois State leading 6-1. Let's get those bats going. We're back for the bottom of the 5th after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Hello, Hawkeye fans. This is Ben McCullum, the head coach of the Iowa men's basketball team. Returning to Iowa City as the head coach is a dream come true. The passion of Iowa fans is unmatched, and I'm incredibly excited to get started on this new journey together. I look forward to seeing our fans on campus across the state and throughout the nation. Here's to big things coming and an exciting future ahead. Go Hawks!
Hey, Hawk fans, today we're talking a little different black and gold than what you might think. Get your all-new Pac-Man scratch ticket today from the Iowa Lottery. It's available at your favorite Iowa Lottery retailer, and that's not all. With the Pac-Man Second Chance promotion, you could be a waka winning $15,000 or $25,000, plus your very own Pac-Man arcade. Enter today and find details at ialottery.com.
John Evans and John Leo in the broadcast booth at Duane Banks Field. In Iowa City, the Hawkeyes down to Illinois State 6-1, bottom of the 5th. Reese Moore swings at the first pitch, drives it to right. Bakes going back, it's off the wall. Moore hustling to second. Here comes the throw. Reese will slide in, a leadoff double for Reese Moore. Good start.
101 off the bat, off the wall there, but really well played by, that's Bakes out there, who, as it ricocheted off the wall, was able to barehand it, make the play. Fired it back in. That ball could have gone just about anywhere to create some trouble. Doesn't.
We saw Mitchell line out sharply to right to start the 4th, and we thought, okay, maybe we'll start to barrel some up and hit it right to people, but good to see Moore spin it into the corner. Leadoff double.
That was 101 off the bat, so another good contact from the Hawks, too.
Blake Guerin, the batter now, takes a low strike. Guerin with a sac fly his last time up. The 0-1 pitch to him. Guerin hit it in the air, foul over to the right. Blake in a hole here. No balls, 2 strikes. At least move Reese. The pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air to left. Left fielder sprinting forward. He slides and caught it. Guerin is retired. Moore stays at second base.
Yeah, just off the end of the bat there. Thought it might find a way to the turf. Does not.
Here's Jackson Frost. Grounded into a double play in the second. Moore out there at second with 1 out. First pitch to Jakeson's in the dirt. Backhand stop by Contreras, who's back into the game for Illinois State. 6-1 Redbirds, bottom 5. One ball, no strikes on Frost. The pitch. Swing and a miss over the top from Jakeson. Count even at 1. Frost batting .316 for Iowa. 7 doubles, 2 home runs. Count even at 1 as Monk is ready. He pitches. Frost hits on the ground to third. Picked up by Gibson, thrown on the run, 2 down.
Less than ideal.
Not great. Reese Moore with a leadoff double, fly out, ground out since then. He's still out there at second. See what Andy Nelson can do.
And again, I think the worst part of it is Iowa just really isn't. We talked about Iowa did such a great job grinding the Indiana pitchers out, especially on Saturday and Sunday. And I mean, we're sitting at, that was pitch 54. So if Andy swings and makes an out here, that'll be an 11 pitch average through 5 innings.
Outside from Monk, 2-0.
Shoo, it'll be 11 plus. I mean,
your point remains the same, though, John.
Just not really the same grind. And, you know, Monk kind of allows you to put the ball in play, but
2-0 is chopped left side. Gibson picks it off the turf. Another throw on the run, and it gets Nelson. Leadoff double from Reese, but nothing for the Hawks. This game's moving quickly. We're headed to the 6th. 6-1 Illinois State. It's Hawkeye baseball from Learfield.
Express Midwest is Iowa's locally owned and operated ground transportation specialists who have served Iowa City for more than 37 years. With a selection of chauffeured black cars, limos, sprinters, and buses, they have solutions for all your transport needs. Check out their website to find a full list of services, rates, and more at expressmidwest.com. That's expressmidwest.com.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics, visit oakknoll.com to learn more.
6-1, Illinois State leading Iowa. We've reached the top of the 6th inning. John Evans and John Leo in the booth at Banks. The 4th inning, a disaster for Iowa. 6 runs, all 6 of them for Illinois State come across in that 4th as the Redbirds sent 10 hitters to the plate. And Iowa needs to hold here. We're in the 6th. It'll be 7-8-9. Contreras outlaw Stolga. Hit by pitch, walk. Grand slam home run the last time these 3 came to the plate. Hackett pitching for Iowa deals a strike. Contreras was hit in the head by a pitch in the 4th. Exited the game, concussion protocol, he re-entered. 0-1, chopped right side. Guerin gloves it off to the side. Blake will take it to the bag himself for the 3 unassisted. And that's the first out of the 6th.
Designated hitter Josh Outlaw.
Here comes Outlaw, the designated hitter.
Good fastball up and away there from Justin.
Bases empty and 1 out. The pitch. It's outside and low from Hackett. Outlaw walked and scored in the fourth, struck out in the third. Left-handed hitter batting .326, 31 hits, 95 at-bats. So a bit of a smaller sample size. Out in front of the changeup from Justin, 1-1. Hackett winds and fires the 1-1. It's off the plate away. Two balls, one strike. Hawkeyes down 6-1 in preparation of a big-time series in Seattle, but you want to go out there on a good note. 2-1. That scooped foul out of play over the left.
Yeah, it's getting late early, the way that Monk is dealing.
Well, the game started moving so quickly until we got to the top of the fourth. And then since then, it's also been moving quickly.
Yeah, there's only been one real slowdown.
2-2 on Outlaw. Hackett peering over his glove, now begins his windup. He pitches, fouled back to the screen.
I think you had mentioned your book matched exactly through 3 innings, and unfortunately Iowa didn't have a match for the 4th inning there from Illinois State.
6 runs in the 4th. Hit 2 home runs, a grand slam and a 2-run home run. Outlaw hanging tough in the box. He's fouled off a few pitches in a row now. See if Hackett has a strikeout pitch. He got 3 Redbirds down on strikes in the 5th. Looking for his 4th of the afternoon. The pitch from Justin. Dropped low and out.
Tried to spot the fastball down and away. Just lost a little control of it.
Count even now at, that's a full count. Pitch from Hackett. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase.
Yeah, good spinner up and away, but it looked good floating around up there. Outlaw couldn't get to it.
Hackett wins that brief battle. 2 down for Stolga. He's got the big blow from the Redbirds. Grand slam in the 4th. Comes up empty on the first pitch from Hackett. Hawkeyes have Swales, Wilmus, and Mitchell due up. When we get to the bottom of the 6th, Iowa trailing currently 6-1. Hackett winds and fires. That's fouled off of Rogers' mask. 0-2. Stolga does have a strikeout today. We'll see what Hackett throws this time. A high fastball that's waved at and missed for the strikeout. 2nd of the inning for Hackett. 5th on the night for Justin. See if these bats can pick it up here. Iowa trailing 6-1. We're back for the bottom of the 6th after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Not all internet is created equal. It's a lot like choosing a quarterback. Technically, you could sign up any new rookie provider on the block, but the success of every device in your home depends on it. Will they perform in the clutch, or will they buffer under pressure? Extreme provides the speed you need with a 100% gigabit technology network and amplified Wi-Fi. And unlike signing a quarterback, Extreme Internet requires no contracts. There's only one pick to lead your team. It's Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Express Midwest is Iowa's locally owned and operated ground transportation specialists who have served Iowa City for more than 37 years. With a selection of chauffeured black cars, limos, sprinters, and buses, they have solutions for all your transport needs. Check out their website to find a full list of services, rates, and more at expressmidwest.com. That's expressmidwest.com.
Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Brown Deer Golf Club in Coralville, featuring Bunkers Bar and Grill. Enjoy a great Bunkers menu with burgers, chicken, salads, and wraps, and Gimmy's Pizza and Wings, a new pop-up menu at Bunkers that's all about savory pizzas and mouth-watering wings. To-go orders are welcome, as are you and your family at Brown Deer Golf in Coralville.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Illinois State 6, Iowa 1. The Hawkeyes rally. This would be a good time to start it. And we're getting to the last game. 1 run for Iowa in the second on a sac fly from Blake Guerin. 6 runs from Illinois State in the 4th. Ben Swales to lead it off. He swings at the first pitch and hit it right to third. Swales grounds out 5-3. Boy, I tell you.
Can't even explain how. Yeah. The approach hasn't changed for 12 innings against Carter Monk, and he has mowed Iowa hitters. And so somewhere in there, you need to do something a little different.
Top of the order, Ben Wilmus. He takes a strike right down the middle.
And that's the funny thing is then he fills up the strikes, and so then you're handcuffed.
And when you get pitches like that in the future, though, Iowa's missed them today. The middle. They have not done damage.
Absolutely.
No balls and a strike. The pitch to Wilmus. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Monk. It's 0-2. This game moving at a very rapid pace. Already bottom of the 6th. Illinois State 6-1. Here's the 0-2. That's outside. Ben laid off. Wilmus 0 for 2 today with a strikeout.
Again, Monk just crossed 60 pitches. So now he just crossed the 10 pitch an inning average.
Ball and 2 strikes on Wilmus. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Late on the fastball. 2 down. This has that Western Illinois feel.
It's had it for a while. It has the Illinois State feel, I guess, if you want to give full credit.
Coach Sutherland's going to call time and talk with Gable before he starts this at bat. Just got to be a time killer, right?
A little bit, but, we also know how aggressive both Gable Mitchell and Daniel Rogers are, and so there's some of it that is, hey, if you're going to go rip at the first pitch, man, there better be a real small tunnel that you're looking at, and you better have completely identified it, because anything else is probably not acceptable here at this point in the bottom of the 6th inning and 2 outs.
First pitch to Gable, high and out. Lays off, ball 1. Iowa with just 3 hits tonight. 1-0, Mitchell skies to shallow left field. Pasella coming forward. It's Robinson, the shortstop, who goes back, and he makes the catch. We are through 6. Illinois State's up 6-1. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy Soybeans provide best-in-class traits and genetics that perform. In farming, bushels matter to your bottom line. Our field-proven products deliver high yields year after year. Get the seed you need from the people you trust. Contact your local FS Envision and High Soy retailer or visit fsseed.com to learn more.
For comprehensive coverage of college baseball, tune to Sirius XM Big Ten Radio Channel 372 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/Big Ten Radio 2025.
6-1 Illinois State in the top of the 7th inning. The Hawkeyes bringing in a new pitcher. This will be Brant Hogue, left-handed redshirt senior from Sioux City.
16 appearances on the season for Brant. He's 2-1 with a save and a .275 ERA. 19 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 9 runs, just 6 earns. He's walked 12 and struck out 34. As Brant has been really, really good here, especially in the last 6 or 7 outings he's had. He's been really, really strong.
Hawkeyes make a defensive change at third base as Cooper Schulte comes in. Hogue facing the top of the Redbird order. First pitch just low to Gibson, who singled his last time up back in the 4th. 1-0 pitch from Hogue. That's at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gibson 1 for 3 tonight. Left-handed hitter. Hogue ready. He pitches. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Went off speed. Middle away, and he got Gibson to miss it. Now Brant can go anywhere. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hogue, the southpaw. He sets. He pitches. Fouled off over to the left. See if Brant goes back to the sweeper. Hogue set. Here it comes. Fouled back again.
Boy, good fight there from Gibson. All of a sudden he realized that ball was breaking in for a strike, fought it off.
Another 1-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Hogue paints it and picks up his first strikeout of his outing. 1 away in the Illinois State 7th.
I like Robinson's Jordans.
Good pair of cleats, huh? 1 out for Robinson. He's also 1 of 3 today with a single. First pitch from Hogue, drifted low and out. Iowa down 6-1, top 7. Three infielders to the left of second base as Hogue paints the outside corner.
Iowa pitching's been great, except for when it hasn't been. 2 walks, 11 strikeouts.
It has been 2 pitches for Iowa today. Probably a few more here or there. I mean, a walk mixed in, hit batter, but other than that, 2 home runs for Illinois State. Just have been people on in front of them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hogue ready, pitches to Robinson. Low and in. Robinson lifts his back foot, avoid being hit. I think tonight so far has been more about the Iowa bats that have just mustered up 3 hits through 6 innings. 2-2, Hogue delivers. Called third strike, outside edge. He sets Robinson down, back-to-back Ks for Hogue.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst part for the Iowa bats is we're through 6 innings and Hunk has thrown 63 pitches. I get he's thrown 71% strikes, but man, if a guy's living in the zone that much, you're gonna need to hit one hard somewhere along the way. But Iowa, too many first pitch swinging, and if you're going to first pitch swing, it needs to be you're going to need to make solid contact, and it's just too many times they've swung at the first pitch and not made solid contact.
Hogue spins a strike past Pasella. It'll be Rogers, Risley, and Moore for Iowa after we stretch things out.
And it will be Monk again. There is nobody throwing. There's a lot of guys messing around, but nobody's throwing in the bullpen for Illinois State.
I'm not sure why they would go in any other direction.
Right. Well, you probably planned on him throwing 70 or 80 pitches at the fewest, and he's not there yet.
Hogue's 2-1, started at the shoulder, dropped down the heart of the plate. It's 2-2. Yeah, I mean, 65, 70 pitches for him. Okay, 4 innings, not 7.
I mean, that's, again, been kind of his track record through the year.
Pasella fights a pitch off and hit it foul over to the left.
I mean, other than the Iowa outing, the first time, his most pitches are 60 against Northern Illinois. And that was his last outing 6 days ago. And that took 4 innings. He threw 60 pitches, and he was good. Gave up 2 hits and a walk.
Hogue's 2-2, lifted down the left field line, angling towards that Illinois State bullpen. And that's foul.
And really, it's the same thing we saw against Western Illinois, just a lot of first pitch outs for Iowa.
Just outside from Hogue there, full count. You know, it's been strange. We haven't seen these types of offensive performances too much from Iowa in conference games. It's been the midweek games that have been the flat ones. Full count pitch from Hogue. Here it is. Just inside, ball 4. Pasella walks. Coin flip pitch there from Hogue, but just in.
Well, Pasella was fooled. He had been diving out over the plate to protect, and all of a sudden got a breaking ball in the inner portion, and I think it fooled the umpire just a bit as well.
2 outs for Morris. Runner at first. 6-1 Illinois State in the 7th. Hogue deals outside. Morris with a single and a double today. In the middle of all that, he has a strikeout. There's a strike on a changeup at the knees. 1-1.
Well, the wind has certainly died down to left, so
be a little bit careful.
Yeah, he has plenty of power plus to.
Hogue's 1-1. Swing and a miss. He spun him in 1-2. One and 2 count on Morris. Hogue delivers. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Hogue in the 7th. Time to stretch things out in Iowa City. Rally caps gotta come on. It's Illinois State 6-1. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Express Midwest is Iowa's locally owned and operated ground transportation specialists who have served Iowa City for more than 37 years. With a selection of chauffeured black cars, limos, sprinters, and buses, they have solutions for all your transport needs. Check out their website to find a full list of services, rates, and more at expressmidwest.com. That's expressmidwest.com. Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, sports, or with one of our guided tours, our team of travel experts at Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited will ensure you have a memorable, worry-free experience. Let our professional travel advisors with extensive travel experience and destination knowledge handle your every travel need. Family-owned and operated, Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited has been serving the Hawkeye community for many years, receiving the Agency of Choice Award several times. Make your travels easy with Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited at duagency.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning in Iowa City. It's 6-1 Illinois State. Hawkeyes have 9 outs to work with to make up this 5-run deficit. Dan Rogers will lead it off, followed by Miles Risley and Reese Moore. Rogers 0 for 2 today. Monk still in the game for Illinois State. First pitch strike to D-Raj. Iowa with 3 hits tonight. 2 of them coming in the second inning. Rogers takes low and in. Reese Moore will bat third in this inning. He has 2 of Iowa's 3 hits.
So in theory, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Counts even, 1-1 on Rogers. The pitch, ground ball right side and through into right field. Leadoff single for D-Raj.
Just barely beat the shift there. Mastro showing great range to get over there, and almost looked like he short-armed it. Tried to, instead of diving flat out, kind of tried to make a sliding catch so that he could pick it. I think if he'd have just dove for it, tried to get to his feet, he'd have had a chance.
And Miles Risley comes up. And the Hawkeyes have some late inning magic here at Banks, down by 5 in the 7th. First pitch to Miles. That's down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Risley has one of Iowa's hits today.
So his was the bunt hit.
Monk's 0-1 to Risley. That's low and in. Right on the edge, but called a ball. Monk with a long pause. Here's the 1-1. Risley took it inside, ball 2. Monk's finally starting to miss.
Wow, I'm not. Patience, I think, is what was running through my head, is that Iowa's actually taking some pitches. And
2-1 count on Risley. The pitch. Inside again, ball 3. He's really trying to hit that edge, and Risley's not going after it, so credit Miles, too.
Yeah, because I guarantee he hasn't missed his spot by much. He's been right on that inner part of the plate, right down at the knees, too. It's perfectly located. It's just a shade off the plate.
3-1. Outside edge, 3-2.
Speaking of a shade off the plate. Now we'll see if Monk tries to bust him back in again. Now they showed him the outside one.
Boy, Miles done such a good job laying off those inside pitches. He's taken 3. The 3-2. Risley has to foul off over to the right. So Miles stays alive.
Monk really leaning on the fastball now here. Probably if he could slide in and command the breaking ball.
3-2. Strike 3 called. Bottom of the zone. And Risley is out number 1.
It's low, but it's been a strike all night. And so it's an adjustment you have to make as a hitter.
Too close or 2 strikes.
Right, he fouled off a pitch that was 3 balls outside. You've got to try to figure out how to foul that pitch off or drive it somewhere into a gap through the infield.
1 out for Reese Moore, who's 2 for 2 tonight. 6-1, Illinois State, bottom 7. Rogers, the runner at first base. He singled to start this inning. 1-0 to Reese. There's a strike. Iowa is certainly taking until they see a strike. There's no doubt about that in this inning. It's just a problem that it started in the 7th. Count even at 1. Iowa trying to get back into this game. Monk set, pitches. Inside, did it hit him? No, but it's very close. Ball 2. Two-1. Reese sends the opposite way and hits a single into left.
Good piece of hitting there. Ball well off the plate outside. Don't love Reese swinging at that one, but at least if you're going to do it, make sure you're going opposite field with it.
Do the right thing with it. Exactly, John. As you try to pull that, we are in a break because of a double play.
Headed to the top of the 8th.
All right, here's Blake Guerin with one out. First and second. Blake takes strike one. Monk is ready to pitch. He's on the rubber. He comes set. No balls and a strike on Guerin. The pitch. Blake takes another strike.
Now, you can't give them the very top of the zone and then also call a ball or two below the knees.
Guerin in trouble here. The 0-2. Here it comes. Fights it off, sends it down the right field line. Morris, the first baseman, on the run. He will stop at the half wall. Foul out of play. See if Guerin can protect with 2 strikes here. He's got 2 on base. Iowa hasn't had too many base runners tonight. Take advantage when we have the chance. The 0-2. Guerin hits into the right center gap. Stolga on the run, and he makes the catch on the track. Both runners trying to tag. Throw to second. Reese is going to be doubled up. Moore with a late decision to tag from first to second. And he's tagged out, and that ends the 7th inning.
Both guys left second base. Reese thought it was open, but boy, they were far quicker to recover than he was.
6-1, Illinois State will go to the 8th. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Are aches, pains, or injuries keeping you on the sidelines? At Athletico, our movement experts are here to help you turn your setbacks into comebacks and create a personalized game plan for your recovery. With no prescription or referral needed, Athletico Physical Therapy is where your comeback story begins. Get started today by scheduling a free assessment at athletico.com. Proud partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Hi, this is Joe Mershman from Mershman Seeds. Substitutions cost you money. Why take their seconds when you can have our first choice? Here's Ben Pieper to tell you more about Mershman Power Core Enlist Corn.
After 3 years, we've never been more confident in the germplasm that's behind the Power Core Enlist trait system. And when we enhance those genetics with Mershman Seeds starting line corn seed treatments, you are off to the races with some of the highest yielding corn hybrids you can plant today.
Contact your local Mershman Seeds dealer and ask them about Power Core Enlist Corn. From Mershman Seeds, your friend in the field.
New pitcher into the game for Iowa. It's Bryson Walker. He enters in the 8th. We'll give you his stats in a moment. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. Top of the 8th inning, Illinois State 6, Iowa 1. Here comes Bryson Walker, left-handed grad senior from Jersey Village, Texas. He's into the game for the Hawkeyes.
8 appearances on the year. He's 0-1, 7 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 12 runs have all been earned. Been a little susceptible to the long ball. Walked 10 and struck out 5. So big spot here to come in, make sure he throws strikes. As we've seen free bases hurt Iowa in front of that grand slam.
He'll face 5, 6, 7 Bakes, Mastros, and Contreras. Hawks down 6-1.
Iowa softball beat Iowa State 5-0.
Well done.
I get to call the Iowa against UNI game tomorrow.
Knock it out of the park, John. It's a rivalry week for Iowa softball, huh?
Still can't believe you aren't coming over.
I got to go to Seattle on Thursday, John. I got to pack my bags.
What's that got to do with Wednesday night?
I can't do it Thursday. I leave Thursday.
Yeah, but it's not like Dark 30.
Are you really trying to convince me? You're trying real hard.
Leander said you were available.
She's twisting my words around.
Should I ask her?
I'm sure she'd try to coax me into showing up. 2-0 on Bakes. Walker pitches. There's a strike on the edge. Tough go for Iowa tonight. 2-1. That's up and in, ball 3. Coach Heller mentioned he wanted to see Bryson Walker in against some left-handers. Getting a look at him here, the 3-1. High, ball 4. Leadoff walk.
Yeah.
Starts the 8th.
And unfortunately, you're not really in a spot where you've got any wiggle room here if you're Iowa.
No, certainly not. Down by 5 late. And here comes Coach Heller.
Well, I think you wanted to see him against a left-hander.
Just one.
I think he wanted to. I think if he'd have got him out, he'd have gotten to see a right-hander too. But again, there's no wiggle room here right now if you're Iowa. So
Coach is on his way to the mound, and he's talking with his guys out there. Hasn't made a call to the bullpen yet, but assume it's coming.
There's somebody at the gate, and there's a catcher there.
And Coach will now make the call to the bullpen. So we've got a pitching change for Iowa in the 8th. Leadoff walk has a runner on for Illinois State. The Redbirds lead it 6-1. We'll take a pitching change break. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
The Hawkeyes bring in a new pitcher in the 8th. This is right-handed senior Sam Hart from Highland Ranch, Colorado.
13 appearances on the year for Sam, 12 innings, 6 hits, 10 runs, though, 9 of those earned. Had a little control issue, walked 10, struck out 17, and hit 5 batters. So, obviously a spot where he can't really afford to do that right now with the leadoff walk issued by Bryson Walker. Needs Sam to come in and get in the zone and get a couple outs.
6-1 Illinois State, top 8. Hawkeyes are running out of time tonight. Iowa back at it on Friday night in Seattle, taking on the Washington Huskies. 9 o'clock Central Time, first pitch, and that's not in the morning. I don't really recommend coffee at that hour, so do whatever you got to do to stay awake with us. So you can make it to 9 o'clock, and Iowa starts their series with the Huskies on Friday. It'll be 9 o'clock on Saturday, too, and then 1:30 on Sunday before we make our trip home.
Washington, one of the other front runners in the Big Ten. They're up near the top. They are in 5th place right now, 13-8 in conference.
I believe they started their conference slate 2 out of 3 at Nebraska. And at the time being, we thought that said a little bit more about Nebraska than it did about Washington. Turns out Washington's got a pretty good team. And before Sam can throw a pitch, he balks. We've seen it all now. Bakes trots to second. No more double play opportunity for the Hawks, at least on a ground ball. Mastro's the hitter for Illinois State. Hart deals outside, ball one.
Yeah, Washington lost a series at Rutgers and then lost a series at UCLA.
Other than that, they've been pretty good. 1-0, hit in the air to right. Nelson sprinting back. Andy still running. He caught it right in front of the wall. And Bakes will tag from second to third.
Boy, that ball just carried out there. Just 95 off the bat, but just kept going. But yeah, as you mentioned, they started the season with a series win at Nebraska. Then got a series win against Maryland. Swept Purdue. 2 out of 3 at home against Illinois and 2 out of 3 at Northwestern.
Okay. They finish with a tough schedule, don't they?
Yeah, Iowa goes to Seattle, and then they go to Oregon, and then USC goes up to Seattle. So they will end up facing, as the Big Ten standings are right now, they will face 1, 3, and 3.
Couple teams tied. Oregon and USC tied. Iowa still a few games up on UCLA for first place. In first place. Bruins 2.5 back. Infield in for Contreras. Hart pitches. A strike at the knees. It's 0-2. We're in the 8th inning, and Illinois State leads it 6-1. The pitch. Popped up, right side. Guerin turning, sprinting back. Andy Nelson coming forward in foul ground. Andy caught it. Bakes trying to tag from third. Here's the throw, and it is just late. Bakes slides in before the throw. Very close play, but he's called safe at the plate. We'll have a review.
I think he's going to be safe. We'll see the replay here in just a second. Looked like Daniel tagged him up near the knee, which would probably mean the foot got underneath. It's one of those, if you're Andy, you maybe think about whether or not to catch that, as it was in foul ground. And the balk comes back to hurt Iowa, as you just gave him a base for. And you get then a fly out and a pop up after that. You could be just fine with the runner sitting on first base still.
That's such a tough play for Andy, a tough decision. Do you let that go or not?
Well, he was full sprint most of the way there, so you're not even really 100% sure where you are. And Blake Guerin was chasing it, so it's not like Blake can yell at him, hey, let it go, let it go. Tough spot there. The other side of it, if Andy could have gotten there and gotten his feet set, then maybe you get a better chance. But he was still just took that last step or two to catch it, and so wasn't able to really get his feet set. Still made a good throw to the plate. Just haven't seen a replay on Big Ten Plus. I think it's going to be just a touch late. I'll be surprised if this gets overturned.
To the plain eye, looks safe.
Elsewhere around the Big Ten, Illinois 5-2 over Bradley. Nebraska 4-2 over Kansas State. North Dakota State 6-2 over Minnesota.
Ooh. Whoa, they called him out.
Wow.
Overturned. And so There is a double play in this inning. I thought we lost it for a second there, but we got it on the fly out to right and the throw home.
Wow.
All right, we'll take it. 6-1 Illinois State. We're back for the bottom of the 8th after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hello, Hawkeye fans. This is Ben McCullum, the head coach of the Iowa men's basketball team. Returning to Iowa City as the head coach is a dream come true. The passion of Iowa fans is unmatched, and I'm incredibly excited to get started on this new journey together. I look forward to seeing our fans on campus across the state and throughout the nation. Here's to big things coming and an exciting future ahead. Go Hawks!
Bottom of the 8th inning, Iowa trails Illinois State 6-1. And the Hawkeyes trying to get through against Carter Monk, who has thrown 6 very good innings against the Hawkeyes today.
Actually 7.
Yeah, you're right, 7.
The one maybe wasn't quite as good as the other 6, but
yeah, he gave up a run, so that inning wasn't as good. No, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, no walks
on 81 pitches.
Yeah, and so why would they take him out? Now, it was the 8th inning that Iowa got on the board and really made a run at things against Illinois State over in Normal. Hawks survived with a run in the 6th. They avoided the run rule there. And then the 8th and the 9th were fun for Iowa, but just ran out of time. Going to need something similar tonight, unfortunately. It's 6-1, Illinois State, bottom 8.
Purdue leading Notre Dame 8-4, middle of the 5th inning.
Schulte swings and drives it on a line over to left. It's over Pacella's head. Off the wall, here comes the throw into second. Schulte slides in safely. He gave that a ride. Leadoff double.
109 from Coop off the bat. I think Pacella actually looks surprised. Iowa hasn't hit anything out his direction, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, whoa, I got to go get that one.
6th hit of the game for Iowa. And here comes Andy Nelson.
I'm not sure why Oregon and Oregon State are playing each other again in a midweek game now, but they're seeing each other again after Oregon swept Oregon State this weekend.
Can't get enough of each other, huh?
I guess. USC over Cal State Northridge 1-0. Georgetown beats Maryland 11-8. Rutgers scores 10 in the 4th and then doesn't score again, but wins 13-11 over Connecticut.
Wow.
Central Michigan and Ohio State canceled their game.
Two balls and no strikes on Andy Nelson. Corners in for Illinois State. The pitch to Andy. Takes it for a strike.
So they can't really think Andy's bunting down 5 other than maybe for a hit. Oh, geez.
Bottom portion of the zone. Boy, that's a called strike. That's as low as we'll go tonight, I hope. 2-2. Leadoff double from Schulte. He's out there at second. Here's the 2-2 to Nelson. Fouled it off. Got a piece of it. We'll do it again. A lot of fastballs from Monk tonight. We'll see if he switches it up. The 2-2. That's in on the belt. Ball 3. Iowa looking for its first walk of the evening. We're in the 8th inning. Full count. Feels like a really big pitch. Here it comes. Andy laces it into left field. It's into the corner. Schulte will score. Nelson trades places on the double. It's 6-2.
Let's see how long the leash is now for Carter Monk, because those are two hard-hit balls. That's 107 off the bat from Andy. But I'm not sure that, I don't think that guy's been throwing very long down there either, so action.
We'll at least have a mound visit here for Illinois State. 6-2, bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back doubles from the Hawkeyes, and this is a slow walk to the mound. They're making a change. Illinois State going to the bullpen in the 8th. Monk is headed out of the game. We'll take a pitching change break and introduce the new Illinois State pitcher when we come back after this pitching change break. Iowa trying to rally late at 6-2 Redbirds. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever. Oh my goodness.
Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
New pitcher into the game for Illinois State is Tresden Rabarczyk, a right-handed senior from Spring Valley, Illinois.
3-1 on the season with 2 saves and a 4.42 ERA in 18 1/3 innings. He's given up 12 hits, 11 runs, 9 of those earned. Walked 7, struck out 10. Given up a couple home runs and hit 6 guys. Fastball's going to get up on the Hawkeye hitters. Oh, it'll be in the upper 80s. He'll throw a slider. He'll throw a changeup as well.
6-2 is our score. Illinois State leading. And we're in the bottom of the 8th. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here to face Rabarczyk. And it'll be Caleb Wolf.
The weekend series at Southern Illinois. Rabarczyk threw 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, struck out 2. Those 3 hits were all extra base hits against Southern Illinois, so opportunity for the Hawks. He did get the win, though, in the 11-9 victory Illinois State had over Southern Illinois.
Okay. That's the scoop on Rabarczyk. Caleb Wolf will face him first. Nelson at second base. First pitch outside, ball 1. Good discipline from Caleb. Iowa on the board in the 8th. It's 6-2 Redbirds. Back-to-back doubles from Schulte and Nelson. Whatever it takes, can Iowa have a late inning rally? 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch to Wolf. Caleb took it. Right down the heart of the plate, 1-1. Wolf is batting .343 this season. Into pinch hit in the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rabarczyk delivers. Caleb lines it past a diving second baseman and into right. Stop sign on for Nelson at third. Runners at the corners. And nobody out in the 8th.
102 off the bat. Hawks hitting a number of balls hard here.
3 hits in a row for the Hawks.
Kellen Strohmeyer now is going to get an opportunity in a huge spot.
He's hitting for Wilmus. All right.
Must like the lefty split a little bit better here. As you saw the change there with Caleb Wolf as well. And then you've got Gable Mitchell to follow and Daniel Rogers after that. So a series of lefties here that maybe can do some damage against the right-handed pitcher.
First and third, nobody out for Strohmeyer. 6-2, Illinois State up 4. Signs of life from the Hawkeyes now. All right, here we go. Rybarczyk is ready, as is Strohmeyer. First pitch to Kellen. Low and in, got by the catcher. Here comes Nelson. He'll score 6-3. Pressure's on the Redbirds.
You still need one more base runner if you're Iowa. So just keep good at bat here from Kellen now.
1 ball, no strikes on Strohmeyer. The pitch. There's a strike on the inner third. One ball, one strike. Rybarczyk set. The right-hander brings it home. Kellen hits high and deep. Deep right center field. It is gone. Touchable. Kellen Strohmeyer. And here come the Hawkeyes.
How does 111 off the bat? That ball goes 400 feet over the right center field wall. It is 6-5 Illinois State. After what seemed like a disaster early, Iowa will finally get the tying run to the plate. Still nobody out here in the 8th inning as Kellen hits his, third home run?
Third home run of the season for Strohmeyer. And it's 6-5. The Hawks are back in it, down by 1 in the 8th. Coach Heller pulling all the right strings again. He goes with Strohmeyer to pinch hit.
Yeah, that was... You kind of gave me the side-eye look, and I was with you. Ben's been great at the top, and we will get another pitching change from Illinois State.
Here come the Hawkeyes, down by just 1 now in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher coming in for the Redbirds. We'll take a pitching change break. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever. Oh my goodness.
Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list, clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, Mid-American Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard, which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
New pitcher into the game for Illinois State is Joe Husak, a right-handed senior from Cambridge, Iowa.
Husak's 0-3 on the season with 5 saves, .476 ERA, 22 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 14 runs, just 12 of those are earned. 16 walks, 16 strikeouts. He's given up 6 extra base hits and hit 4 guys. He came in to close out the game in Normal a month ago, pitched the 9th inning, gave up 2 hits, 4 runs were all earned, 2 walks. He did strike out the side. It just took him a long way to get there. And Iowa would love to see the home run that he gave up again and tie up this ball game. Fastball is going to get up there in the low 90s. He's got a good a good slider as well. And will really kind of lean on that slider when he can.
Here comes Gable Mitchell to try to get it restarted for Iowa in this inning. 4 runs already across for the Hawks. Husak delivers to Mitchell upstairs, ball 1.
Husak pitched Sunday, drew the loss at Southern Illinois. Inning in 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs were both earned as he gave up a double.
1-0 to Gable. Line drive into center field and down for a base hit. The streak continues, John, for Gable Mitchell, who is sitting on 44 games in a row that he reached base. In the 8th, he makes it 45.
And that ball is 103 off the bat as all of a sudden Iowa hitters finding barrels and finding holes or finding over the wall.
Yeah. Driving the ball all of a sudden. This happened last time we played Illinois State. It was the 8th inning that the Hawkeye bats finally came alive. Here's Dan Rogers with the tying run at first base. Bottom of the 8th. It's 6-5 Redbirds. First pitch to Rogers. Ground ball right side, scooped up by the second baseman. He throws to second for one, over to first, not in time. Rogers hustling down, he legged it out.
Robinson's calling for a review. That's the quickest way to get your coach to not believe you, is to want to review that play at first base. Boy, that ball was hit 106 off the bat, as Daniel just couldn't get any elevation on it. Mastros, who made a great turn earlier, kind of got his feet tangled because, again, it was hit so hard. But, again, you like it if you're Iowa from the perspective of you hit the ball hard.
Miles Risley up now for Iowa. First pitch to Risley. Breaking ball, dropped in for a strike. That's a change of pace. Tying run at first, it's Dan Rogers. Go-ahead run is Miles Risley in the box. Iowa down 6-5, bottom 8. Husak, the right-hander, ready. Pitches to Risley. Miles laid off, and it's 1-1.
Kansas State gets 3 in the top of the 7th, take the lead over Nebraska 5-4. They stretch it out in Lincoln.
Ball and a strike on Risley. The pitch. Downstairs, ball 2. Husak set with the 2-1. He brings it home to Risley. Outside, ball 3. Great take from Miles.
I think you have a pretty small window here, too. Husak's shown that he wants to throw the breaking ball, but you've got to be on fastball timing because it's a big difference in the 2 pitches.
3-1 to Risley. Breaking ball in for a strike. Good pitch. 3-2. Huge pitch coming here. Full count with 1 out. Here it comes to Risley. Swing and a miss. Chased a low and outside slider. 2 down. Slowly walking to the plate is Reese Moore.
How weird is the game that Illinois State has only left 4 runners on base, and to this point, Iowa's only left on 2.
6-5 Illinois State, bottom 8. First pitch to Reese. Breaking ball high for a strike. First pitch off speed. Husak's been using it.
Like I said, he leans on that slider a lot.
0-1 to Moore. Here it comes. Line drive caught by the first baseman. 4 runs for Iowa. We'll go to the 9th. Illinois State leads it 6-5. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Another great harvest thanks to Pioneer brand corn.
Just a few questions.
Who are you?
Kim Kernel, Ag Sports News. I've been chasing your combine for a while. How does it feel getting 10 more bushels per acre over last season?
It feels great. Couldn't have done it without Pioneer. It's America's #1 corn brand.
And there you have it, folks. Live from the field.
Who are you talking to?
Pioneer. Your best year starts here. Learn more at pioneer.com/letsgrow.
Hey Iowa, it's George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers and proud former Hawkeye. Life can throw unexpected hits, much like catching a pass over the middle. If you're facing struggles with drug or alcohol use, or even mental health challenges, take a time out and call Your Life Iowa. Just like my teammates are there for me, the Your Life Iowa team is there for you. Get 24/7 free resources or find treatment options at yourlifeiowa.org.
A message from Iowa HHS.
Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. Illinois State leading Iowa 6-5. The Hawkeyes need to hold here with Anthony Watts coming into the game, right-handed junior from Clive. Watts making his 18th appearance of the season with a 3.82 ERA, a 4-2 record, 30 2/3 innings pitched, 23 hits allowed, 13 runs. He struck out 31. He's walked 8. Opponents hitting .205 against Tony. 6-5 Illinois State in the 9th. As the Redbirds scored 6 in the 4th to go up 6-1. Iowa finally revived and scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to pull within 1. And now Watts will face 8-9-1 Outlaw, Stolga, and Gibson. And the Hawkeyes will have Guerin, Schulte, and Nelson up when we get to the bottom of the 9th. Strohmeyer in the game in left. Beeman is actually in right for Iowa. So Jackson Beeman playing right field. Andy Nelson comes down and plays second base.
I kind of wondered how the shuffle was going to work to get who was going to play second base.
Getting ready to start the 9th. Here's Anthony Watts. First pitch strike to Josh Outlaw. 0 for 2 today. Couple of strikeouts. Iowa down 1 in the 9th. Watts from the stretch. He delivers. Off the plate outside, 1-1. Watts recorded 2 outs in the 10th inning against Indiana. Got a couple of flyouts against the Hoosiers, and then Iowa won it in the bottom half.
Say good enough to pick up a win.
Here's a ground ball, tapped foul to first. Watts in the driver's seat, 1-2. Outlaw struck out twice today. Watts trying to give him the hat trick. Tony on the rubber, the right-hander. Deep breath from Watts. He kicks and fires. Outside. 3 extra base hits from the Hawks in the 8th inning. 4 runs across. Iowa out hitting Illinois State 10-7, but the Redbirds lead in the category that matters 6-5. Watts from the belt, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider, he ran it in. 1 down.
Great pitch there from Watts. Got it on the inner part of the plate.
Sharp movement from Tony. And here comes Luke Stolga.
All of a sudden has your game winner.
Grand slam in the 4th. Tony's first pitch, outside, off the plate. .1-0 from Watts. That caught the outside edge. Count even at 1 on Stolga, the 9-hitter. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase.
That's the pitch I wanted Chaz to throw in that at bat, too.
Yeah.
Get it off the plate outside. He's kind of shown a tendency to try to yank it over there.
Watts set with the 1-2. Here it comes. Just off the plate outside. Went right back to it. And this time, Stolga kept the bat shouldered.
It's a great pitch, though. You just basically dot the same spot and see if he's willing to chase again. Now see how Tony tries to change up the pattern.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled back.
Showed him the fastball that time. Now you can go back if you put the slider in that same pattern.
Options galore here for Watts. We'll see what he throws. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air, right side. That's fouling out of play. Elevated that time, John. Went upstairs.
Yeah, threw that one. I'm not sure that was probably where he was aiming it, but got away with it. Actually got a little bit of a chase on it as well. So now you can go back and lower the level again and probably get a good swing and a miss.
Good battle from Stolga. Here comes the 2-2 from Watts. Grounded foul to third. So we've been all over the place. We've been up, we've been down, we've been in, we've been out.
That's a good hang there from Stolga as Watts did go back to the bottom of the zone. Probably didn't get it quite as far away from him as he wanted.
Another 2-2 pitch from Watts to Stolga. Here it is. Barely got a piece of it and fouled it back.
At some point, you're going to probably need to keep him honest and get back inside. But risky play in the ninth inning.
Yeah, I agree with you. Rogers is setting up in there. 2-2, here it comes. Swing and a miss. Went back to the high heater, and Watts is fired up with the strikeout.
An elevated fastball there. Top of the order coming up now.
Kyle Gibson. 1 for 4 tonight with a single. 6'5", Illinois State top 9. First pitch from Watts is a strike on the outer edge. Beautiful location. Nothing in 1 on Gibson, the pitch. Too far outside. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. Base is empty. Tony delivers. Outside again. Trying to work away from Gibson. Not getting the corner.
He's trying to drop that changeup in, but not quite showing enough plate.
2-1. That's up. Ball 3. Watts trying to get back in this count. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Gibson way behind 93.
Gibson doesn't have a lot of pop. No home runs. Kind of want to challenge him if you're Anthony here. You don't need to fool around and nibble.
Full count pitch with 2 outs in the 9th. Watts ready. He brings it home. Way outside.
Wasn't nibbling, just missed with the fastball.
Shortstop, Shy Robinson.
2-out walk to Gibson. Here comes Shy Robinson. Also 1 for 4. But he has 3 strikeouts. Iowa down 1 in the 9th. Need to hold. Have Guerin, Schulte, and Nelson due up for Iowa in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs in the top half. Watts ready. Pitches to Robinson. Outside, ball one. Anthony requests a new baseball. Short lead at first base. Watts will throw it over.
You're probably not running here. You're not going to cause any. You've got some power hitters coming up here in the lineup if you're Illinois State.
Makes it crucial that Watts gets Robinson, the 1-0. Fouled back.
When Robinson is one of those guys, too. You hang a mistake, he can certainly hit it hard.
He has 8 home runs, 6 doubles. 1 for 4 tonight. Count even on him here, 1-1. Long pause from Tony. And from the belt, he pitches. Check swing, he went through the zone. Home plate umpire Cody Oakes will call it 1-2. Robinson was calling for time there, and it was not granted to him. He's down in the count 1-2. Watts looking for the strikeout. Tony ready to roll. Long pause. Tony still waiting. He pitches the 1-2 just outside. 2-2.
Well, and Tony recognized that Robinson didn't like the long hold, and so he went right back to it again, because once you're in the box now with the pitch clock, you really aren't jumping back out. And so great job from Tony to try to keep Robinson uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't mind doubling back to that after he got him on the pitch before. Robinson had put his hand back for time, and by that time, Tony was bringing it home. Good idea. 2-2 on him now with 2 outs. Runner at first. 6-5 Illinois State, top 9. Here's the next pitch from Watts. Strike 3 called right at the knees. Robinson is punched out. All right, we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 1 to tie, 2 to win for the Hawks. It's 6-5 Illinois State. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
The best cars for the money are Hondas. Now, save big with 0% APR. The 25 Accord, Civic, Passport, and Odyssey have been named the best cars for the money by U.S. News & World Report. Save thousands with 0%, like the 24 Prologue with 0 APR. To drive the best, search a local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 4/30/25. View U.S. News best cars at cars.usnews.com.
Bottom of the 9th inning in Iowa City. John Evans and John Leo with you from Duane Banks Field. 6-5 Illinois State with the lead. Iowa needs 1 to tie and 2 to win it. It'll be Blake Guerin first, followed by Cooper Schulte, and then Andy Nelson. If anybody gets on, we'll see Jackson Beeman.
Well, if Iowa's going to play anymore or win the game, you're going to need to see Jackson Beeman. I guess you don't have to.
2 solo shots? I don't know.
Yeah, you could get it. You could
Loop
get it
and a blast.
You could get it done differently, I guess. But
here comes Blake Guerin. He's up first. 3 flyouts for Blake, so he's been elevating the ball, one of which was productive. First one to him. Breaking ball, outer edge, strike 1. Husak still on the mound for Illinois State. He's their closer. He came in and got the last 2 outs in the 8th. 0-1 to Guerin. Took it just up. Woo.
Well, Blake got squeezed on that in his last at-bat, but Cody Oakes realizes Blake's 6'6" and didn't call that one on him.
1-1. That's low and out. Slider drifted away, ball 2. Anyway on for the Hawks in the 9th. Put the pressure on. 6-5 Redbirds. 2-1 pitch to Guerin. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider, 2-2.
Blake was hunting there. Unfortunately, didn't get what he was hunting for.
Could not lay off. Husak out of the windup. The right-hander pitches the 2-2. Blake chased it again. And he is out number 1. Blake asking Mr. Oakes, saying that he, fouled it off? I don't know.
Thought it hit the turf. Because Cody Oakes called that he foul-tipped it, but Blake thought it got to the ground. Cody Oakes didn't feel the need to ask for help.
Guerin strikes out. And here comes Cooper Schulte. He ripped a double his last time up. First pitch is outside. Six-5 Redbirds, bottom 9. Last chance for the Hawks. 1 out for Schulte. The 1-0 pitch. Coop took it again, low and out. Ball 2.
Yeah, and that's where Blake never made the adjustment to how he was trying to get pitched there, and unfortunately chased both of those last 2. Coop's done a good job so far.
2-0. Schulte takes a high strike, 2-1.
Again, that pitch has been a coin flip strike all night long, where he's been solid below the zone, but
Schulte swings and misses at the slider. He's gone back to the slider after getting that first pitch strike, and Iowa has swung at it 3 times. It's not been a strike once. 2-2 now on Schulte, the pitch. Back to the slider, and Schulte chased it. 2 down.
Yeah, Coop didn't quite trust himself there. Saw it out of the hand and thought, I've got to swing. Now you hope the senior here has some recognition of how Husak's trying to get him out. Doesn't mean he's not going to see a fastball, but he's going to see a breaking ball.
There it was in the dirt, and Nelson laid off. He is Iowa's last chance. 2 strikeouts by Husak in the 9th. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch to Nelson. There's a strike. Fastball. Now, what do we think's coming, John? The first 2 at-bats, he's thrown the fastball for a strike, and then it's been spin the rest of the way. Ball and a strike. Pitch to Nelson. Slider. Oh, called a strike.
Well, yeah, you got no chance now. If Cody's going to extend his strike zone, now you're just stuck.
Iowa down to its last strike. Here's the 1-2 from Husak. That's out, 2-2. Illinois State begging for it. It was off. Iowa down by 1. Last chance, Nelson trying to keep Iowa's hopes alive in the 9th. 2-2. Husak pitches. Outside again, ball 3. He's trying to get the Hawks the same way. Andy is laid off so far. Full count pitch. Husak ready. Out of the windup, pitches to Nelson. That's low and out. Ball 4. The game continues.
Now, hopefully Jackson Beeman saw that exact at-bat, saw all 3 of those at-bats, and Coach Sutherland's going to make sure Jackson Beeman saw that at-bat.
After he threw the strike to make it 1-1, Husak went spin, 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 and he walked Andy.
Well, he got a dirty one on the ball that was off the plate and got the call for a strike, but Andy still showed great discipline. And that's the same thing that Jackson's got to do here. Now, you've got to trust your zone. You've got to trust what you see.
Here's Jackson Beeman. The tying run is at first base with 2 outs. Beeman batting .253, 7 home runs. He's been cold since the Rutgers series. What a time to come out of it here. First pitch to Beeman. Jackson ripped it down the left field line. Foul. Out in front. And just foul.
Boy, he saw the spin, though, and he hit it hard. 103 off the bat. Just a little in front.
0-1 on Beeman.
If you hit it that hard on the spin, there's a chance you might see fastball now, which wouldn't be bad for Beamer if he's ready.
Nelson with a good lead at first. 2 outs. 0-1 to Beeman. That's outside, called a strike. 0-2.
Which is fine because Jackson's not going to hit that one anywhere hard. But now, if he throws that slider in the same tunnel.
Husak from the stretch, the 0-2. Here it comes to Beeman. That's high. Nelson takes off. Throw down to second is in time. They catch Nelson stealing, and that's the ball game.
Iowa will, of course, challenge.
Hawkeyes are challenging. He put the throw right on the money. And the Redbird infielder did not have to move his glove an inch.
No, and that's where you kind of, Andy, as you slide in, maybe you try to slide, give a hand and take a hand.
Review taking place down the first base line. See what kind of look we get at it up here.
It's almost as good of a pitch out. 94 up high.
Boy, that's going to be close.
Yeah, I think he gets.
Not much of an argument from Nelson, but we'll see. If the call stands, Illinois State wins at 6-5. We're hoping for an overturn.
Iowa runs there on the 0-2 pitch because of the pattern. The pattern had been spin, 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 down and away. And instead he throws the fastball up. So it's basically, not a pitch out because he throws it over the middle of the plate, but he throws it eye high. So it's still just like you're playing catch. It's a great pitch to throw. You think if you can steal second, now all of a sudden it just takes a single to tie the game.
That's right. Review taking place beyond the Iowa dugout, first base side. We're either sticking around or this one's over. Long review, want to make sure they get it right.
Yeah, I don't know if that really helps Iowa. That probably means they can't really find it, which means you'll stick to the call on the field, which will be out.
All right, here we go. Here's the call. Umpires come out. They point to second base. Andy is out, and the game is over. Illinois State wins it 6-5. And the Hawkeyes rally comes up short tonight. All right, we're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. The BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for $0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Plus, save up to $1,500 on select equipment. Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Check out Kubota's winning lineup. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find your local dealer.
Iowa drops a midweek heartbreaker 6-5 to Illinois State tonight. Illinois State beats us both times this year, John. Oof.
Yeah, haven't lost a Big Ten series. Haven't lost 8 Big Ten series, but got swept by Illinois State in the series this year. 13 runs in the 4th inning will do that to you over 2 games.
That's incredible. It really is. Iowa loses this one 6-5. John, your initial analysis of this one?
Just far too many empty calorie at-bats in the first 7 innings of the game. I mean, just you gotta get more out of the at-bats early in the game, and Iowa didn't do it. And I'm not suggesting that they weren't trying hard, they weren't focused, they weren't locked in, but the approach changed in the 8th inning. They took a pitch here and there and started to get into counts, and all of a sudden they hit balls hard. That needed to happen in the 4th inning instead of the 7th and 8th inning.
And now we get ready for a 3-game series at Washington. Coach Sutherland is on his way up. We'll talk to him after this break. Back in a moment. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schasberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Iowa falls to Illinois State tonight 6-5. We're joined by Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland. Coach, comeback bid falls just short tonight.
Yeah, you appreciate the way they fought and had a chance to win it, and they're in the 8th when, for 7 innings, it was pretty much a sleepwalk. There's a lot of guys on the mound did a nice job. I thought Dan gave us a really good start, and then after the inning they score 6, we just put a bunch of zeros up. Hackett, Hogue, really sharp, Anthony Sharp. So from that standpoint, that's what you need to do when you have a blow-up inning. You just hope you get some zeros so you can give yourself a chance to come back, but, a little too late for us offensively. Just disappointing. You kind of think you're past nights like tonight, but game's hard. It's humbling. So any time you think your britches are a little too big, you usually get it handed to you.
This game felt very, very similar to the first time we played them. They scored a bunch of runs in the 4th inning, and then we rallied late and come up just a little bit short right at the end, Coach.
You go back in the 8th. I just thought we had some really good at bats, and I'm mad at myself. The kid was, we've seen that kid plenty. And to his credit, he throws a ton of strikes. He just doesn't walk many guys at all. And I thought we were just making it easy on him. I think it was like an 11-pitch inning in the first and the second. Then we had a 7-pitch inning, a 10-pitch inning, another 11-pitch inning. And typically, when guys that you think could have command issues, then you start taking strikes. We didn't start doing that until about the 7th or 8th, and then I thought our bats were better. It's a little counterintuitive because a lot of times you're doing that to hopefully he'll help you a little bit. But I thought it slowed us down. I'm just mad at myself. I didn't do that earlier. But then you look at how the 8th unfolds. Stroh with the huge pinch hit homer. You're feeling great. Gets you to 6-5. Then Gable gets a knock, and then unfortunately the big at bat is we lose the 3-2. Right, we chase a 3-2 breaking ball. And unfortunately, in the 9th, that's what we did on that kid too. First 2 guys on the punch outs, we chased some stuff out of the zone. And to his credit, he executed, but we didn't hold the zone the way you need to late in the game. And we hit some balls hard there after that. Dan hits the ball hard, we just don't get it in the air. It's 106. Reese lines out, right at the first baseman, and then we lose the 3-2. Those are the 3 outs. So I think that was really the inning. They were really reeling.
Yeah.
You just had some bad luck with some balls that you hit, but then we just didn't do a good enough job in the ninth of holding the zone. Andy did a nice job, 1 of 3-2 to get us to Jackson, and he put a really good swing on the first pitch, just hooked it a little bit, and then credit to them, they made a play on the steal. Thought we had a chance to get it there, and they just threw a fastball that the kid threw it pretty well down there. So, it was. I just kept thinking to myself, I just didn't think we were capable of kind of having one of these. But it is what it is, and it's a quick turnaround. We need to get better tomorrow, and certainly it's going to be a difficult, home stretch here with the last 3 weekends, starting, all the way out in the Northwest.
Yeah, that'll be a challenging road trip, Coach. Going out 2 time zones to take on Washington, a team that's heating up right now, and we'll get ready for them this next weekend.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Their Friday starter's really good. Guy that's going to make you beat them. But we had a challenge against Indiana. I thought Grable and Gilly were 2 of the better arms that we saw. As starters. And we just executed at a high level. It took us too long tonight. We didn't execute great. Felt like there was a little bit of a hangover from the weekend, which is not something you want. But that's my job. I got to have the hitters ready a heck of a lot better than I did tonight. And we'll have a good day tomorrow and a travel day and a practice out there on Thursday and be ready to go when the first pitch is made on Friday.
We'll be ready, Coach. We'll be ready. Thanks for your time. Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland on our postgame show from Banks. All right, that'll do it for our coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball tonight. The Redbirds win it 6-5. Comeback bid falls just short for the Hawkeyes tonight. Back in action on Friday night, 9:00 p.m. Central Time at Washington, opening a big-time 3-game series with the Huskies. Pre-game coverage will begin at 8:30 on the Hawkeye Radio Network. All right, for my great board op down the line, Aisha, thanks for filling in tonight. Great job, Aisha. My color analyst, John Evans. I'm John Leo saying so long from Duane Banks Field in Iowa City. Every day is a great day to be a Hawkeye, but some are just a little bit better than others. So long, everybody.
Iowa Hawkeye Baseball has been brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. Mid-American Energy. Call 811 before you dig. It's the law. Visit midamericanenergy.com for natural gas safety tips. U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Also brought to you by Wellmark, here for every member, every moment. Learn more at wellmark.com. U.S. Bank, proud to sponsor the Iowa Hawkeyes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.